I'm going to start the recording now. But welcome, welcome. I'm so happy to be here. For those of you, I know I've met many of you either this week as I've been traveling around or maybe like a couple months ago when I was in town or at Hoopla. But I'm Jen Orlando. I'm the Regional Sales Director for Ever Skincare. So I work for home office and I'm so incredibly happy to be here. I want to first and foremost thank Mary Claire, who really set all of this up, set up the events this week. And I know she had some helpers too, but thank you so much. She also let me stay at her house, which was unbelievable. She's probably ready to get rid of me because I'm pretty annoying after a while, but thank you so much and such a pleasure to be with you, and thank you for setting this all up. But today is all about all of you. We want to answer as many questions as possible. So we will be going through how to launch your business strong for those of you who are new, or if you've been here a while, maybe even relaunching your business, or you could be already launching your business and doing it very strong and maybe can chime in with some best practices that can help others or learn things from some of your leaders. I'm very excited because it won't be me up here necessarily talking the whole time. We will have all the leaders leading, and you will basically, anytime you have any questions, raise your hand. We want to make sure that you walk out of here feeling good and excited. It is going to be super informal. We have coffee, water, food back there. I think there's like an amazing coffee cake back there. Yeah, so make sure you take some time to run back there. If you have to use the restroom, don't worry about waiting. You can just get up and go. It's very casual. And the restrooms are right outside. All right. Well, let's get started. Let's see if this works. It might not work now that I'm Zooming. Okay. So first and foremost, I do want Mary Claire to come up here because Mary Claire is one of very few senior vice presidents in the company. And she has started at the beginning, and I wanted to recognize her. And congratulations on your promotion to Senior Vice President.
Thank you. Thank you.
And we have some other big roles in the room that I thought, yeah, this is like one of very few. And she actually, how big is your team now? 1,000?
About 1,150.
1,150, and she's right here in Galveston. So lots of tips and tricks we can learn from Mary Claire as well. All right, let me see.
Oh, well, this business is not, you don't do this alone. I definitely have brought friends and family and coworkers and patients and you know, people we've met through groups online who have decided to jump in and join this business, and they've built their own businesses, which has been a beautiful thing. And so Jules Hurst is an executive. She is one of our leaders in the area. She's amazing, and she's very, very sick today. Like, she has done so much work in the background helping us getting, you know, the presentations ready, and I just wanted to make sure that she's recognized. She just promoted to executive last month, and she actually 2 months ago, because she hit the two-time Elevate to Executive $500 cash bonus. We'll talk about that later. And Michelle Chaljub has been with me since almost the very beginning, like 2 weeks basically after I joined. She joined, and she has just been a powerhouse. She's also an executive getting very, very close to a promotion on maybe this month. So November's a traditionally really big month for us. So I'm very, very excited about her. And Crystal Larimore, she didn't make it yet. Okay. Crystal is in this area as well. She's kind of shot out like a cannon. Literally, I saw her at breakfast. She was at Gumbo Diner on the seawall. I was there with my family for breakfast. She happened to be there, and she's like, "You're Mary Claire Haver," and she just recognized me. And I said, "Yes, we've never met." And she, you know, we'd seen each other on Facebook, but she said, "I'm going for executive." I believe her team volume was at 2,250 on Sunday, and by end of month, in just like 5 days, she had promoted to executive. Like, and that's really incredible. So she's supposed to be coming today. Oh, yeah. Okay. Jackie Swoboda is in the area. Some of her team is here, I believe. Raise your hand if it's Jackie. Yay. She had a prior commitment today. Also, recent promotion to executive. Amazing. Not here today, but also on our team, Rachel Waller, Jill Trevino, and Jessica Roberson. And they are out in different areas of the country. Michelle Edgerly is a new senior influencer. Jillian Kelly, who should be here shortly, and of course our own Blair Brown, who will be presenting today with us. Also getting very, very scarily close to executive. She is 10%, and she was, last month, so that was incredible. Our other senior influencers across the country, Dawn Bradley, Stephanie McGee, and Amy Curio Grant, who was Galveston local and is now building her business in Austin, be closer to her daughter in college there. And so influencers, I'm sorry, my glasses. Leah's here, right? Yes, congratulations, amazing promotion. Adela, she's supposed to be coming, I believe. And then Kristen Mahan, she here? No. Okay. And Karen Young, she's supposed to be here shortly. And Beth, congrats, Beth Raza, yay! So, and other influencers, Sarah Winslow, Heidi, Stephanie Carr. If you're on this list, stand up or wave at us so we know if you're here. So, okay, yeah. Yay! And then, and then senior specialist. Are you on this list? Are you a senior? Yay! I don't want to call out all the names. Leslie, you're on this list? Yay! So, we do this because we want to recognize the hard work and how, it is you're able to promote in this business. And we are here to show you how to do that and how to take it to the next level. It's your business, your way, your goals. And if you have big goals, we have big plans to help you get there. So, Michelle, you ready? I want to introduce again Michelle Chajob, executive.
Hey guys. So yes, I'm an executive. Hope to moving up soon and start with Mary Claire. And it's just been a really great ride. And so welcome. I'm so glad you guys have all made the decision to do this. And through the course of the last 2.5 years, we've kind of, at the beginning when we were talking, we didn't really know what we were doing. We were all new at this. None of us were trained to be skincare reps. And so we've kind of found some things that kind of help you guys. But the exciting part of you guys coming on right now is that when we started, we had the regimen and a few enhancers, and we've grown since then. In the year of 2018, we are going to explode. A few things we have: EverSkin. Of course, we know about our skincare line, the transformative results, they're good for you ingredients that we're all aware of. But then the first thing we're going to have in the first of 2018, we're going to go into EverColor. Makeup with benefits. We're so excited about that. So the first thing that they've launched for us has been the corrector and the concealer. For the new representatives, if you have not gotten that, I would highly, highly encourage you guys to invest in the corrector and the concealer. It is beyond unbelievable. It's better than anything else in the market. And so I don't really know what we're going to be coming out with next. It's kind of going to be a surprise for all of us. But the team behind it, Food Benefit and Bobby Brown and MAG, everything, they're going to put all their best of the best to it. And we're going to have the best color for you to come out in 2018. The next thing they have planned for us towards the end of 2018 is going to be our Ever Wellness. And again, we don't really know a whole lot about that. It's kind of kept a secret for us, but it's something to look forward to, and they will let us all in on this at the same time. But we know it's going to be towards the end of 2018, and it's going to be our Everwell brand. It's going to be beauty from the inside out, because we all know that our skin, we can only do so much from the outside in, and we can treat our skin, but really what we put in our body and how it is, digested and all the good for you ingredients will really help kind of from the inside out make our skin look really absolutely beautiful. So we look forward to 2018. Y'all are getting in at the best time. Right side?
Yeah.
Ever formulating philosophy. Let's see. So we have an Ever promise to bring to you the best ingredients list on our products. We promise to transform your skin in 45 days. So for the new specialist, really, really encourage the new clients that you bring in to take that 30-day challenge. It really encourages them to take that photo, because when they look at their photo and they look at their 30-day results, it's mind-blowing. And when you see the transformation every single day, you don't really realize until you put your 30-day results side by side to really realize how much your skin has transformed. I mean, you yourself won't even recognize it. People will start connecting and say, you just look different. Something looks better about you. What have you changed? And you're like, oh, I don't know. But if you look at those results, when I share my products with any of my customers, clients, any event I go to, the very first thing I show them are my pictures, because I'm standing right in front of them. I have my before, I have my after, I have my 30-day, my 6-month, my 1 year, and they are standing there. You can't lie about that. It is the truth. And so you can't say that it's doctored because you're standing there. So just, I really encourage you to do that. Formulated with the most effective ingredients. The thing with Ever is they really put a lot of research in this, and it's really that it's very efficacious. They have the right amount of ingredient into our products to make sure that they have not, some products don't have enough of something and some have too much of something. Ours are perfectly formulated to have the right amount to get the best results. Rigorous testing. Everything that's brought to you guys, they know it's going to work. It's been very rigorously tested, never done on animals, but on usually ourselves. Usually the home office or ourselves, you know. And so we become our test subjects. And so that's why we can stand before you and we can speak confidently, because the pictures that we use are ourselves. I mean, like Blair was saying with her lavish, you Google lavish, you're going to see her belly. So those are the results. And so my pictures I show are people that I absolutely know, or I know that that's somebody's mother that I know. So that is really stands true, and it sets us apart from every other brand. Clinically proven. We have the best of the best in the scientific background, clinically making sure that we're clinically grade, and that they're, you know, it's proven in the labs and it's proven on our subjects. It's clean and safe formulation guided by Credo. The thing with that is that we follow the European standards. We don't follow the American FDA guidelines. We follow the European. They're the strictest in the world, and so they have really strict regulations on what is allowed and what's not allowed. And the United States, we're kind of behind that. So we have followed the strictest, which is the European market, and that's something to kind of be aware of, so that you can share that with your customers. What makes us different from everybody else? We have very, very strict regulations. Okay, so the brand Credo, we have this never ever list, and we really kind of held on to our never ever list when we first started, but there's some things that are on our never ever list that they're just not in brands. They're just not in brands, so we really don't want to market and keep talking about what's not in brands to begin with. So we want to refine to level of integrity and simplicity. We want to let you guys know the things that are in some brands that we leave out. So we want to kind of be more familiar with those items. We've removed ingredients from our prior list that have not been used in the formulation of modern cosmetics. And so what that means is that on our never ever list we used to present, again, there were ingredients on there that just aren't even used in cosmetics, and we had them on there, but we don't really want to kind of harp on those things, because they aren't used in a lot of cosmetics. We want to use the ones that we stand out and are different about. Removed ingredients that have been banned industry-wide, and that kind of goes with what I just said. And integrity. We want to do the right thing even when no one is looking. So that goes back kind of to the company itself, that you can have confidence in the company that they're going to make the best decisions, and that we have that, you know, that confidence that they're going to be looking out for us, looking out for our customers, and provide the best products on the market. And that goes without a doubt, that you can always trust the Ever brand and the Stellar brand to be the best. And evolution. So again, you guys are coming in at the best time, because we have the best players behind the scene providing us with the best technology. And for those of you who have like a background in marketing, y'all look at our website, you'll look at some of the marketing tools that they're giving us, and they're literally the best in the market. We have the most beautiful photography. We have the easy to use like websites for our customers and for ourselves. They're integrating. We have a new app. We have all these things, and we're going to go into these things a little bit more later in more detail. But this is our evolution. We're going to give you not only the best product, but we're going to be behind the scenes the best and the best technology to help you put your business kind of to that next level. And then this is another new thing for us right now. This is the gift of glow. So these are our kind of our marketing items that we've just launched this month, and these are going to be for the holiday. So these are kind of limited things, and Ever is really great about that for us, guys. They always are giving us like really fun stuff to launch to our product, to our customers that are limited time, you know, just for the holidays or just for Mother's Day. And right now, these are our holiday options, and really kind of, you know, try to sell these. They're limited amount. They will sell out, because we know that our lavish body butter sells out like crazy. But the first one, because our Lavish body butter is so phenomenal, and we kept saying, we need more, we need more. So they listened to us, and that's another thing about this company. They listen to all of us. They've come out with this really supersized deluxe Lavish. I can't wait to get mine. I have got it ordered. It hasn't come in yet. I mean, because I have Lavish all over my house, and my kids just like, I mean, it is like part of our whole life. And that one, how much does that one?
It's $80. And what's great about it is the full-size Lavish is $42. So this is more than double, and you're going to get it for $80, and it's a great value. What's great about the holiday, the first two sets, are that they're values, and you want to, you know, especially if you're a new specialist or you've been here, calling your customers or reaching out to new customers possibly, this is a better buy for your money, and everyone loves Lavish, so they're going to want to get this over the $42.
Yeah, and definitely let your customers know that, because that's going to be when you build that trust to them. So when I go to my customers and I say, this is a really great deal, I mean, they believe me, and I tell them, you know, it's more, you're getting more for your money, and if they're buying 2 at a time, I mean, not the big one.
One real fast, I have to say this. We found out, I think a month ago now, we won the Allure Best of Beauty Award for Lavish this year, which is huge. We now have won 3 awards, but winning for this was like, so very exciting. You can share that with your customers.
Yeah, and the Allure Best of Beauty, because again, a lot of us didn't come from the beauty industry. I mean, Jennifer Lano is like the rock star, but you know, I came from the medical field. I was like, oh yeah, Best of Beauty Allure, okay. But then we start really realizing that's a huge thing. Like, you don't win that. And you definitely don't win it in your first year that you launch a product. So anybody who's familiar with the beauty industry, that's huge. The next thing that they gave us is we really like the duo. It comes with the Ever Polish and the Ever Lavish, but they're little mini versions. They come in this really beautiful holiday box. And the two together, you get the whole combo set for $38. $38 for the 2, and that is an incredible deal. That is a really great thing to market for teacher gifts, for sister-in-law gifts. You know, somebody that you just want to give a gift to that you really don't know what to get. They will absolutely love this the combination of the 2 of these. So that's a really great thing right now to push. But again, let your customers, let your family, let everybody know that this is a limited amount, and we are predicting that it will sell out eventually. So get it while you can, and get it before the holidays kind of really hit, and it's available for you.
And you can also separate it out.
Yeah.
So you have teacher gifts.
You can separate it out and give 1 and 1 stocking stuffers. Really great idea. The next one, again, Ever, they really listen to us, because a lot of us are mobile. We travel. We get, you know, and a lot of times you want to take your carry-on, and we were having to kind of downsize some of our products to get them on, you know, TSA approved. And so they listened to us. And so at Hoopla this year, they announced this little amazing mini travel kit. Everything's TSA approved. They've got little bitty sample size of the regimen. And so you can just like throw that, pack it up, throw it into your suitcase, and you can carry on and go. And a lot of my customers, as soon as they saw this out there, because they're in different businesses and they travel quite a bit, they immediately grabbed these up. And they're so adorable. Do you have one of those out?
I have it. Look in the back.
So we'll get one of those to kind of show you guys. It is, and again, it is a really great gift. And so it's $99. And then for the specialist, I think it's 80. I just bought one of those last night. We get our 25% discount, so you know it brings that down.
The other great thing about this set too is not only for travel, but this is a great intro set for a new customer that maybe they're not ready, or they're a little on the fence of spending $255 for the whole regimen. This is a great intro. The only thing is that if you know they're going to love it, we do have a 45-day money-back guarantee, and you do get more for your money in the full size. But this is a great intro to get a new customer to.
Right. It's a really,
And pass it around.
it is a great way to kind of know what's available out there, to kind of look at the customer that you're talking to and kind of be able to make these offers to them, like Jennifer said. You know, I've used it because you will, as you start doing your referral rewards, we'll talk to those about that a little bit later, or you're subscribed to Save, you guys will be building up some product credit of your own. And when you first start out, you know, you build it up, it might just be to help you get your own products and kind of bump up your supply. But for me, you know, I've had some product credits, and I have somebody that's really interested in this out in Michigan, and I have somebody down in Florida that wants this, and they wanted some samples. Well, I had some product credits, so I just sent both of them a little mini regimen to kind of try that. They both want to be specialists, and I really wanted to make sure that they had a really good, you know, presentation of the products to try, and then possibly sign on as a specialist. So for me, that was my business marketing kind of promotional thing for me, because I had some product credit, and I use that to kind of put it towards that and send them a really great kind of gift to try to promote my own business. Okay, so maximizing earnings with a balanced business. So as you start building your businesses and you really kind of decide for you kind of what you want to do with your business, it's your business your way. If you really want to maximize your business, every single one of you in this room can do it. And the tools to do that is don't just focus on one area. We have multiple areas to kind of make sure that you're tapping into the things that we have found to be proven to make us successful. Personal selling. We all know that we're here and we're going to personally sell, whether that be to our family, to our friends, to cousins, friends of friends. Referrals are going to help us with that. Personal sponsoring. The really key to being successful here is promote your, sponsor, build your team. My first person I brought on my team was my best friend. It was something that we got giddy. We were like little girls again. And we're like, oh my God, we get to work together. She's in Dallas, I'm down here. And it was like us together as little girlfriends coming back together and doing something together. Started my best friend, and then I went to another friend, then I went to another friend, then a cousin, and then they hired, and then you just promote and you build your team, and then before you know it, you're 1,100 people like Mary Claire. So, you're 300 plus like Linda. So it happens, and just promote your next person. Just bring on your friends at first, and then before you know it, they'll be finding you on Instagram like Blair, So, so that's another way. That's going to be really your sweet thing to kind of really boost your business. Promoting, just promoting the company, promoting the business, promote the products. Take it with you everywhere you go. It's part of you. One thing, like when somebody comes up to you and asks you, hey, how are you doing? I'm fine. I'm at the softball fields. I'm at the volleyball court. I'm so busy with this. My mom is moving in with me. Whatever it is. How about if somebody said, hey, how are you doing? I'm great. Oh my gosh, I just got the best opportunity. I started this skincare line. It's incredible. I've decided to sell it. That's part of you. Make it part of your conversation. Promote the business, promote the products, and make it part of you. It's not, most of us feel like we don't sell the products. We share them. We share our life experiences. We share our successes. And that's what's going to bring people along with you. And then maintain it. Maintain it. It's not something that, it's your business your way. So depending on your life and what happens, it may kind of, you may kind of go like this, and you can do this with our business, but maintain it. Continue to sell, continue to promote, and continue to sponsor people to your team. And that those 2 people that you have that you bring along with you, those 2 will turn into 4, that 4 will turn into 8, 8 will turn into 16, and so on and so on. So just maintain what you're doing. And then we always, like Mary Claire and I and Blair and I, we get together and it's like, okay, we've been doing this. What can we do? What are you doing? What are you doing? And we kind of find new ways to kind of get out there. We connect with people on social media. We connect with people in rooms like this. And you find somebody that's got a huge promotion. Cannot talk. Okay. So then you, I promise you, if you just randomly private message any ever specialist on the team and you see somebody get recognized for a big promotion, private message them, hey, I just started out. What are you doing? How are you becoming successful? I promise you they're going to reach back to you and tell you exactly what they've done. It's happened. It's happened to me. I reach out to people all the time. I encourage you to do that because you'll learn your way and you'll learn what other people are doing. Okay, so that's my part. I'm going to pass it off to Blair, and she's going to talk to you about starting your business and kind of starting off strong.
Oh, don't look at the light. So funny. Well, actually not funny. So Jen and Michelle and I were setting up, and the tech guy was here setting up the projector, and he was like, do not look at the light.
Everybody goes.
You will burn your eyeballs off. And so now we're all like, we can't stop looking at the light. When they tell you not to do something, you do it. So now I can't stop looking at it. Okay. I'm Blair Brown. For those of you who may not know me.
How long have you done this?
How long have I done this? I joined October of last year. So
Be here in a year.
Okay. When I started, the only product I started with was the Reveal pads. Tried it for 3 days, and then I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do it. And I took a leap of faith. I bought the $3.99 kit. Had no really intention of selling. My husband thought I was crazy, and here I am a year later. And Mary Claire has been there for me for all the days that I said I quit and I don't want to do this anymore. And she said, take the day off. And that's what's nice about this business. You can take the day off. You can work on your time. But for how many of you signed up over this last weekend? Okay, so almost, whoa, so about half. It looks like about half of y'all. Okay, so y'all are just getting started. How many got your kits? A lot of people are getting into.
Oh, you did?
Okay. So it looks like almost everybody has received their kit. And if you didn't receive it, it's probably waiting on your doorstep when you get home today. Okay, so this is big. Okay, so you have your kit now. Now what? Okay, whether you just wanted to sign up as just for the discount, or you're gonna kind of dabble, or you're really just gonna go for it, building your team. Here are some points. Or for those of us who have been doing this for a while, this might trigger some kind of a new jump start for you. Okay, so why start strong? When we looked kind of at the data, we noticed that in your first 12 months, you have the potential of earning 3 times more. Okay, so for example, my very first month, I made $150. Okay, I'm more than 7 times that last month. Okay, so I surpassed the 3 times. So there is the opportunity there. You have a potential to earn $150 in product credit within your first 40 days. So who wants $150 in product credit? Yes. Okay. And then you have the potential to earn in this beautiful exclusive ever tote. Don't look at the light, right? And earn an additional $200 in your first 100 days, which is called your jump start. Okay. So for those of you who may not know, your quick start period is your first 40 days from the day you sign up. Okay. So quick start, your first 40 days. So the day you signed up, that's kind of when this clock starts ticking. Okay. If you sell 700 PQV, and PQV stands for personal qualifying volume, you will get that $150 in product credit. If you sign up with the $3.99 kit, or for those of you who got it for a steal of a deal for $150, you automatically have 300 PQV already in your account. So all you need is 400 more, and that $150 product credit is yours. Okay. And it may seem like $400, that's a lot. It's really not, and it's very easy to do. And then in your jumpstart, which is your first 100 days, okay, if you sponsor one new specialist who then hits their quick start, so if your specialist, like for example, I'm going to shout out Leah here and Elizabeth. So Leah sponsored Elizabeth, who hit her quick start and upgraded her kit, and then sponsored Kelly, and Kelly is probably going to blow her quick start out the water. So they're all going to be rewarded for that. Okay.
That's for every person who's
It's for everybody.
Now, if you're out of Jumpstart, so you're past your 100 days for then that 200 becomes 100. Still good. But yeah, they're going to double your money if you do it early.
And it's cash, not product credit. It is cash. Okay. Mm-hmm. So this kind of breaks it down for you a little bit. So your first 40 days, your quick start. Okay. You're a new specialist. You bought the $3.99 kit, so you get 300 PQV, and then you sell 2 regimens. Your quick start is done. You get that $150 product credit. Okay.
And you guys, it doesn't have to be 2 regimens. This is just an example.
Right.
If you sell the Jumbo Lavish and you sell, I think it's, 6 or something? I'd have to do the math again. But you can break it down however it is, as long as it's $400 in sales. And that could include if you went on and bought concealer for yourself or whatever.
Right. Personal purchases also.
Yes, okay. For your personal purchases or selling.
And your personal purchases, you buy at your discount, but you still get the full retail value credit. Okay, so for like a mini, you get $99 in product credit, but you're only paying $74. Does that make sense?
Yes. So then in your jumpstart, okay, so you're a new specialist, and then you hit your quick start, and then in your jumpstart period, so within your first 100 days, if you sponsor somebody who then also hits their quick start, that's when you're going to get the $200 bonus, okay? And then just to reiterate, once you're out of your jump start, if you do this exact same thing, you're going to get 100. The 200 now becomes 100. Mm-hmm. So there's kind of always that rolling incentive, like when Michelle was talking about maintaining your growing your business and sponsoring, that's your incentive to do that as well.
real fast. And you don't need to be an expert. So if you're brand new and you're one of the people who just signed up over the weekend, you could think of someone or a friend you want to join with you, and you could do your launch events together and invite your friends and do it together and have your mentor come and help. It doesn't have to be you're an expert or you need to know everything to bring someone along. And I know that I've talked to a couple people in the past and they're like, ooh, I don't want to sponsor someone because I don't know exactly what to do. That's okay. You're going to learn day in and day out over time what works for you, what doesn't, and learn from each other. But don't hesitate and bring them on now, and your mentor will help train both of you at the same time.
Yes. So kind of how do you get started? Okay. So a lot of us have different reasons for why we decided to join Ever. And so the first thing is kind of sharing your Ever story. Think about why did you do this? Were you just on the hunt for some really good skincare? Or do you have dreams and aspirations to quit your full-time job and be able to have Ever, be your flexible business that you do in your own time? So coming up with your Ever story. Then making a list, we call making your list of 100. And we may take a break later and start doing some practice. There's a great, I think it's on one of the next slides. Are we going to email this about? Or it's also on your Ever Connect, or even through your lounge when you log on to your Ever account. At the very bottom, there are some boxes that are links, and there's a new specialist box, and that will take you to Ever Connect, where all of your new specialist training is. Take a day and just immerse yourself in that. There is some fantastic training materials, but one of those is going to be your list of 100, and it's a PDF file. You can print it off, or you also don't have to. Yeah, and you don't have to do it. But thinking about friends, families. Do you have an esthetician? Do you have your hairstylist? Your members at church? It really helped me because I was like, Mary Claire, I don't have a big network. She's like, make your list of 100. I think it was the first thing she had 100 people. I was like, I don't know 100 people. But when you use this list, it has all these ideas, and you're like, oh, I know way more than 100 people.
I know. On average, do you guys know how many people on average a person knows? Yeah, 700 people. Who knew that?
Wow.
I was like, wow, that was impressive. The average person knows 700 people, so we're not even asking. I mean, that's like a seventh of people,
Or think about how many Facebook friends you have. Do you have more than 100 Facebook friends? Most likely you do. Okay, and you may know them if they're your friends. You might not. And then launch on social. So launching, a lot of us have pages on social media, whether it's Instagram or Facebook or LinkedIn, kind of getting yourself out there, letting people know that you've started your Ever business. And they're all different. And so if you have questions, we all kind of have our strengths and our weaknesses on social media. We were just joking last night. I was like, what is this Snapchat app? So I'm like, I don't know what's the Snapchat. Yeah, the Snapchat. So Jen kind of talked to me about Snapchat. Okay. And then schedule events. So you do not have to plan elaborate events or just spend bukus of money on a nice event. So when I started, I literally just called it Mask and Mimosas, and I invited friends over for brunch one day. I bought some pretty inexpensive champagne and had orange juice, and we had just little snacky stuff, and we literally just played with all the products. And so it was just really casual, and I think those are sometimes the best events. I've also done events at different trade shows or craft shows or things like that, set up a booth, and each event is different. But you don't have to spend a whole lot of time or money. And I think, yesterday we were in Katy, and it was just a small group of us. And I think that sometimes the best events. And then staying connected. So is Jillian here?
Oh,
Perfect timing! Okay. So I'm going to go through the slide, Jillian, and then would you mind coming up and sharing your why?
Yes.
Your Ever why? Okay.
Let me interject.
I can promise you within the last 48 hours.
It has changed.
so many of you are getting your boxes or got them yesterday or whatever. A great way to launch on social media is just like the Fit Fab Fun stuff you see on Facebook all the time. Open your box live or pretend to open it again. Just throw everything back in there. And just set up your camera, lean it up against something, and hit Facebook Live. I do better on live than on recording because I'm like, it's just me, you know? Right. And pretend like you're talking to your best friend and just be like, oh my God, I've started my business, I've got my box, and just open it up and just start pulling out the products and be, you know, with natural excitement over what's in there and what you're getting started. And that is a fabulous way and a fun way, other than putting up open for business posts, right. You know, really start getting interactive with it. And the first, it's like ripping off a Band-Aid the first time you go live. I've done a bunch now, but the first time I was like, you know, because you're not talking to anyone, you're talking to your phone, you know, and no one, there might be someone on the other side, just forget about them. But an unboxing is a really fun and cute way to launch a business on social media. Mm-hmm. And I cannot stress enough to open up your home. Make it fun, make it casual, get your girlfriends over, lay everything out, pour the wine or the coffee or whatever, and just super easy, have everybody over and just, again, rip off that Band-Aid with your closest people and just do it. Just do it. Don't overthink it. Don't overplan it. These people love you. They're not going to judge you. You know, get your core little people there and just go for it.
Yes. So one of the first things, your ever story. I'm going to go through this slide and then I'll have Jillian come up. So kind of preparing what we call like a 30-second conversation starter. So Michelle kind of touched on it, you know, hey, Michelle, I haven't seen you in a while. What are you doing? You know, how are you been? I've been great. And I've found this awesome skincare. And when I first started, I was terrified. And it probably wasn't until several months in that I ran into an old colleague at CVS. And I was like, hey, how are you been? And she actually had really gorgeous skin. So it's kind of a segue. And I was like, what are you using on your face? And she rattled off something that she bought off Amazon. And it was really crazy. And I was like, you know what? I was like, I actually found these awesome products. And I was really nervous. But when I started talking about it, because I really believe in Ever and I really enjoy the products, it was genuine. Mm-hmm. And so you just kind of roll it in a conversation and it kind of needs to becomes part of who you are. But everyone also has their own why. And so my why is different than Jillian's why. And your why changes because Jillian's why has changed in the last 3 days. And then another way to do it is sharing your own personal before and after photos, or friends or other Ever specialists or customers. I always tell my customers, take a before and after photo because like you were saying, Michelle, you see yourself every day in the mirror and you may not know. I remember when Lavish first came out, myself and Morgan Christo, we recently had children and we had stretch marks. Let's try it on our stretch marks. And Morgan's stomach probably broke the internet more than mine. And I'm not going to lift up my shirt like Morgan did in public, and show you my stretch marks now because I'm so pale. But if you Google Lavish Body Butter, you're going to see a ton of before and after photos. And those are what really sell because it's real people and not just some random person that you don't know. Okay. On the Ever Corporate Facebook page, they're starting to post more of the little white card stories. So you probably haven't received it yet, but probably within the next week, you're going to receive a little white Visa. Mm-hmm. It's a Visa card. It's an Ever Visa card. Okay. This is where you can have all of your Ever earnings go. I personally just have it go directly to my bank account, but it is still what is your Ever income going to do for you? And so some people go on that Ever pays for their family vacations or Ever pays off debts or things that they may have. And so everybody has their own little white card story is what we call them. And then document your progress along the way. So a lot of us have our own personal Facebook pages or Instagram pages, and we're keeping our customers and our friends kind of in a loop. Like, look, this is how far I've come. Why don't you join me?
Yeah, I just want to say something to that, what she kind of touched on. People are watching you guys. They really are watching all the time. And it may not seem like people are watching you. They may not comment on your Facebook pages. They may not say anything. Keep doing it because they are watching you. They may come out of the woodwork a year later and say, no, I've been watching you for a year and I want to know more. I mean, that's what Kayla did to me. I saw her at she'd been watching me, and I saw her at a women's conference I did. She's like, I've been watching your stuff. You need to ask you about that. I want to know more. And here she is now. So people are watching you, and just put yourself out there, be positive, share your joys, share your rewards and your milestones, share, you know, what you've done, accomplished. I took a picture of me sitting in first class with my feet propped up.
That's awesome.
Right. I was just, you know, I was like, yeah, I've never ridden first class before. I'm going to Italy. I was like, I'm going to take a picture. And then I posted it on my regular page and said, and I just said something little, I didn't just said, thanks to my little side gig, I'm sitting here in first class. I have my champagne, we're about to take off. And then Linda Patrick, she's like, oh my God, can I use that picture? I mean, it was that little thing.
Yeah, I saw one real fast, I have to say, last night. It was the cutest picture I've ever seen. It's from someone on the East Coast, and their son was like this with braces, and she held her card next to his face. And literally it was a picture of the Ever card, which I wonder if she covered the numbers, because I don't, that might be kind of weird. But she literally had her card and then his braces and wrote like a little, it was like the cutest, and I thought it was hilarious.
That's
actually.
what people are resonant with. Yeah. It is so cute. So anyway, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No.
People are watching all the time. Stay positive, smile, laugh, share your joy, and that's what people want to join. So.
I find that Facebook Lives, I was really terrified of doing them, like Mary Claire said, but you get used to it, and I think that's has really helped drive my business, because whether you think people are watching or not, they really are. I had a girl from high school I haven't talked to in years, randomly ordered a lavish, and I was like, Dana. She's like, I've been watching your stuff, and I'm like, you never commented, you never liked, you never did anything, you never reached out. She just went to the website and ordered, and I was like, oh, right, yes. I'm so proud of myself. So kind of when you're thinking about your Ever story, what do you include? Why do you love Ever? Why did you join as a specialist? What impact of being an Ever specialist is going to have on your life? Be genuine. Write it down, practice it on any of us, practice it on your mentors. And then keep it short, keep it sweet. No one wants you rambling for 30 minutes. They might.
And that's really hard because you're so enthusiastic.
Yeah.
So
Keep talking. And you may not know your Ever why right now. You might not. It might come later on. You know, when I joined, I just wanted good skincare. But then when you start thinking about it and you start doing it and people start asking, you know, being genuine is what all counts. So here's your little white card. So April is on the East Coast.
Yeah, she's like
Virginia.
Virginia-ish, East Coastist, yeah. Okay. She said, this year my Ever earnings have paid for my extras. I'm taking my husband on an extended getaway to the Caribbean, as well as pay for our entire dream trip to Rome and the Greek islands this fall. So, and this is just one of many. You know, being able to cut back on your hours at your full-time job, or paying off college debt or braces, things like that. Or the extras. We were talking about extras. Shoes, purses, you know, clothes. Yes. Your list of 100.
Do we want everyone maybe to write there? A little
Sure.
short. Sure, a little short, like 30-second one.
Yeah. Let me how about Jillian? Why don't you come up and maybe share your little short little Ever this, and then after Jillian, we'll take a little break and start writing down your why.
So if you're brand new too, when we write down the why, it doesn't have to be like maybe why you're here yet, 'cause you might not have figured out exactly what that is, but what you would say to someone in like a 30-second, like literally tomorrow, what you would say to them in 30 seconds to introduce Ever. So we'll go over that after you listen.
Hi, ladies. I had my first shower in like 4 days this morning, so like I'm feeling like a new woman. Okay, I made quick notes because I have a lot of things going on in my head, but in about 20 seconds you'll realize why. I want to keep it short. My why has changed. Initially when I joined less than 2 years ago, I was struggling, and Mary Claire, I'm going to avoid looking at you because you're going to make a weird face because I don't think I've ever realized that I never told you. But I was struggling with postpartum depression. And I did not tell her when she asked. And I was like, oh, no, I'm fine. But inside I was like, I'm not fine. And so I joined because I needed a group of women. And what is going on? What are these things going through my eyes? And I needed something to be able to somewhat control, because if you've ever had a newborn, you can't control that. It has a mind of its own. And I was staying at home. I had quit my job as an attorney. I was working in the felony department of the Galveston County DA's office. I was a prosecutor, and I had umpteen million cases, and I was so sick, even in pregnancy, that I could not do my job. So I was staying at home, and then I had my son, and then he slept a lot, and I was used to working a lot, and so I decided to join Ever because I wanted something meaningful. Not that my son's not meaningful, but I needed something that I could, besides keeping a little baby alive, that I wanted goals. I wanted to help other people, and even literally the first 48 hours after I joined, and someone signed up, and once they got their products, but I felt great because they were excited, and I saw that something I did could bring joy to them, and I was like, oh, this is great. Well, 48 hours, Tuesday at 2 a.m., my son started getting sick. We just thought it was a stomach bug. Literally 15 minutes before we had an event in Galveston, my son had a seizure, and we rushed him to the hospital. I honestly can tell you that I stand here as an attorney. I broke every single traffic law on the way to the hospital that is in the traffic code. We got to the emergency room in less than 15 seconds from our house. We lived 3 blocks away, but we still got there very, very quickly. He seized, and he lasted almost 4 minutes. But so by the time we got there, they were still able to see him and evaluate him as he was still in it. And so I never realized the stress that I felt with unexpected things. And this was a very big unexpected thing. It was huge. It was very expensive. I mean, they had neurology. There was CT scans, EKG, other letters strung together that I didn't know what they meant, that I Googled or called my friends who were doctors. I was like, what do these letters mean? But I realized that our why changes. And that is the moment that I realized that our why changed, because I didn't feel the guilt of, maybe we should, is that really important test? Because although we have great insurance, it's still not free. I mean, all these things still cost money. And I was worried that I was going to get a bill like I did when I had an emergency C-section that was going to be like $100,000. And I was like, oh, I don't know if we can do this again. And I realized at that moment that I didn't feel any of that, because I knew that I had Ever, and I didn't have to dip into the monthly budget, and that I wanted to be able to bring that feeling to somebody else of an unexpected cost that they don't have to worry about. Because the last thing that I realized that you really want to worry about when your child is in what looks like a baby jail with 15 different cords wrapped around him, that the last thing you want to worry about is that really an important test, because it's going to cost me so much. And I didn't have that stress, because literally my husband was like, are you okay with this? Are you okay with this? I was like, yeah, I'm perfectly fine. He's like, did they give you anything to make you feel fine? I was like, no, because he knows me. He's like, are you sure? Are you sure you're sure? And I posted about it on my page, I think yesterday or maybe the day before that. And that I truly just felt like a burden was lifted off of my shoulders because of Ever, and that I now want to be able to bring that to other people. And there is such a relief, and I never ever experienced that relief in my life of not being able to worry about unexpected costs. And I think that was definitely my why and how it changed, because bringing that peace of mind to a mom, a stepmom, anybody, a dad, even just a single person who doesn't have children, but they worry about their future or how things are impacted if they live paycheck to paycheck, or if maybe they do save, but their savings goes to other places, that unexpected cost, that you could just relieve that burden. To me, it is priceless. I know we put prices on these starter kits, but the feeling that you could get with the Ever opportunity, is priceless. And so that is why my why has changed. It went from how I felt about myself and that I needed to, do something more meaningful and try and feel whole again, to bringing joy in other people and that they can have that burden lifted like I did. So I want to make sure that I definitely touched on everything, because as you can see, like, there's a million things going through my brain. Yes, that the one thing I did want to say is that our why will change and your why will change because our life changes. And that's how it happens. So thank you for sharing. Sorry, I was waiting. If I fall asleep,
So let's take a couple of minutes, and for those of you especially that are brand new, maybe just jotting down some thoughts, and then if anybody wants to share their why, feel free to, we'll give you a few minutes, and then if anybody wants to share, we'll share. Okay, so we're gonna do a little.
Might take a minute.
Okay. Before we head on to the next thing, does anybody want to share maybe their why, or what you say to somebody if someone asks you, what have you been doing, or why ever? Or if you've been in the business a while, also what do you say as well, versus, if you're brand new, just starting. Does anybody want to share?
I'll do my why.
Okay.
My why is kind of, I work in the oil industry. I'm a process operator, so I work with a total, in my unit, 2 other women. And we're all on different shifts, and I never see them, and in our whole house, there's only 4 of us. So my ever was, I had no girlfriends. I have a few, but I had no women in touch. You want to know about what men think? I'm your girl because I've been working with them 12 hours a day. So my why was I want interaction with girlfriends. I want friends, and I saw Jackie. I've known Jackie since she was a newborn. Her sister, her and my sister went to school together. We went to daycare together. And I was like, Jackie's had some issues in her life, and I saw her skin was looking great. And I'm like, I love my skincare. Why not? Why not try? So that's why I started with Ever. I've been fortunate enough to have some people join me, and I've had some friends. And like you were saying, my sister-in-law I never dreamed she would ever care about skincare. She's still wearing the blue eyeshadow. I know that's horrible, but she does.
It's coming back.
It's coming back.
And all of a sudden she reaches out, she's like, hey, I want to try it. And then another girlfriend calls and says, hey, I want to try it. So that's my why, is to get back in touch with some girlfriends.
Yay!
And thank you so much for sharing. You get a free overnight facial.
Oh my gosh.
Does anybody else want to share?
I'll share. Blair and I are actually somewhat related, and she's the one that introduced me to Ever. And it took me probably a year of her watching her comments of her posts, and before I finally just decided that I needed to do this. Once I tried the products, fell in love with it, and so my why was just sharing the awesomeness that is Ever. And then, of course, the added bonus is I get to have a little bit more money to spend with my kids and my family, and maybe not feel guilty when I splurge on something for myself. And so it's been nice having that. Even though I'm only about 4 months in, I've already seen some of the benefits of it, and I'm just excited to see where else I can take it.
You can have that.
Thank you.
So now, now everyone's like, woo! So,
You got it.
it's not moving on, but okay. So we're gonna take 5 minutes and we're gonna have a contest. The person who can write down the most amount of people. So start making your list of 100. So whoever has the most will get a prize. So time starts now.
The butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker,
Yeah.
your hair person.
Does anybody have 100? First off, let's see if anybody got to 100. All right, Michelle, how many do you have?
39.
Okay. Elizabeth, how many do you have?
25.
25? Kelly? 25?
44.
44.
Oh.
Can anybody beat 44? Oh, okay. Whoa, okay. What's 50? 53?
61.
Oh.
70?
Who is 70?
Can anybody beat 70? She's like every passenger I have ever had. Right?
I love it.
All right.
Like 70 going once, going twice. All right. For your eye.
And so for those of us that have been here a while, as I was going through this, jogging your memory joggers, I can think of other people that I probably haven't reached out to or haven't even talked to about ever. So it's even good if you've even just been in the business for a while, going back to this list and redoing your list of 100, because think about how many acquaintances or how many friends or people you come in contact with a year or 6 months. That list is going to continue to change and grow.
And seasonally, if you think about it, if you have kids who play soccer, baseball, different parents come in and you have different connections. So I suggest always going back to this every couple months and rethinking of people, because there will be new people all the time. You press the right button.
Yes. It's making like a, okay. So I'm going to have Mary Claire come up and talk about the 10-4. And this is all kind of about how do we follow up and reach out.
So what we have found in the industry is and I've done this now for a long time, and I've used social media, which is kind of a very soft way to reach out to people. But it takes a lot more than just one little touch. And a touch could be, something not just a post on Facebook, but like something direct to the person, an email, a direct message, an IM, a phone call, a text, on your phone, whatever, a live, and tagging them, somewhere where you have an interpersonal connection. And what we found is 90% of sales or conversions are made after the fourth touch. Okay, so it takes a while. Think about how many times you heard or watched or stalked or saw an email, for any purchase you made. I finally bought an Instapot after looking at it on Facebook for a year and a half, and finally, I don't know what it was that day, but I just, fine, I'll get one. And it's been really nice. We love it, actually. So, there are things in your life where you didn't just jump the first time you heard about it. And so it just takes persistence and passion and being resilient. So there is kind of a system that we use. So for the first touch, if you reach out to 100 people through using one of those methods, only about 2 out of 100 are going to convert on that first touch, okay? So if you have 3 people that convert, and you reached out to 100, you guys are awesome. I mean, that's like way above the average. I mean, and you'd be like, only 3 people bought, and I reached out to 100. I'm like, that's just the lay of the game. We're so distracted. We're always on our phones. It takes several times, because we're all ADD now, to get their attention and hold it, okay? After the second touch, 3% more will convert. After the third, and then after the fourth, and that might be 5th, 6th, and 7th, 90% of your conversions happen after that. Some training programs take you through 12 touches. We're like, just get to 4, and see what happens from there.
What's the actual touch? So I assume reaching out to people.
Like some kind of direct communication. And we used to say a phone call, but I don't listen to my voicemails to y'all. I mean, I think I have 137. Yeah, and so we used to say a phone call, but that's just not, to keep up with the modern digital age, a touch is several things. So, but it's something where there is a direct link to the person, not just a blanket Facebook post, which is definitely stuff you need to do, but that is not a touch. A touch is tagging that person and putting a little personal message with the tag. A tag is doing an IM. A tag is doing a text message, a tag, or a phone call, or setting up a coffee date, meeting with someone.
And the touches don't have to be the same. Like
no,
they don't have to be the same 4 touches. You can instant message somebody and then send them a text and then tag them. It doesn't have to be all direct messages.
Seeing it, like I was talking about seeing somebody at CVS, when you make that conversation, you give that little 10-second, how are you doing today? Oh my gosh, I'm, whatever you're saying is going to be, that could be a touch. You're letting them know, I'd love to share something, you want to try some samples, anything that you're doing to communicate with one person one-on-one.
I guess I'm confused about what's the reach out to touch.
Same. Yeah.
So 10 reach out to, is that 10 people to different?
Yeah.
Yeah, a reach out, I just call it touch, but a reach out is a touch. So some direct method of communication. Oh, I'm so sorry. The 10-4. I was going through, why would we do a 10-4? So a 10, so a system that we developed to help you guys kind of, in a reasonable way. I mean, some of you will do more, some will do less. But every week to start with 10 new reach outs or touches. Okay, so take your list of 100 and every week start with 10. Okay, and we're going to plan on 4 touches and we're going to walk you through a little bit of what that might look like. Does that make sense? So that's our little 10-4 system. Sorry, yeah. I was going on and on why. Why would you not? This is something I do a lot of. I have an Excel spreadsheet where I write down who I'm reaching out to, and then I keep track I put reminders as to what date I should reach out to them next. And then depending on what type of relationship we have and what I'm talking to them about, I also pre-plan all my touches. So, and the one I use, my example is when I send samples, how I follow up with that. And I'll go through that. Okay, so touch 1 or reach out 1 is your warm up. Okay. Hey, we, something on Facebook. We've got an awesome new, someone who bought Lavish, or if you're new, someone who you think might be, you just had a baby and you talked to me about your stretch marks. We've got this amazing product called Lavish that we have some really great results. That could be your first reach out. And then a week later, maybe you send her a before and after picture. Like, thinking about you, and this is one of my friends in ever, and this is her amazing results using Lavish on her stretch marks. Okay. Touch 3 could be, and so that usually, 48 hours is a reasonable window where you, initially kind of send a little something out there, then follow up a couple days later. Okay, now this is not set in stone. It's your business, your way, your life, but this seems to be a reasonable, not being too bothersome. Okay. Touch 3 is about a week after that, or day 7, somewhere in that week time range. To kind of close the loop, like, hey, this Lavish is on special, right now there's a 10% discount, here's a link if you're ready to order. Okay, just, where you're like, don't leave it open-ended, like, here's a way to order it when you're ready. And then circle back at about a month out. Did you get a chance to, take a look at this, or maybe offer a sample at that point? If you're willing to try it, I've got some samples I'm making up this week. Can I send you one? And that starts the 10-4 all over again with them. So does that make sense? So your first kind of reach out, and then a couple days later, did they get your message? Did they have a chance to read it? You might send them the quiz. Okay, we'll talk about what that is. There's lots of easy ways. We have a new special, the holiday stuff. I've been doing 10-4 with that, with the new holiday giant Lavish and the Lavish polish and the mini, and then day 7, and then about a month out. Okay, just circling back. Hey, and then on that third touch, I usually say, take a look at this link. I'll reach out to you in a few weeks. Okay.
The reason why it's important too, and I think Mary Claire brought up a really good point to kind of think about what those touches could be before you start doing them, is you don't want to be the person who's like, here's a before and after picture, here's a before and after picture, here's a before and after picture, and they're like, what? So having different touches and planning out what you might say at the very beginning just makes it easier to not feel like you're bothering them and feel like you're, talking about something else even though it's the same thing, and make it a more strategic touch, if that makes sense.
So in your, we're going to email all you guys. We're going to get your emails, or make sure we have them all before you leave there, and we'll post it on the team page. Everybody's on Everlasting here, right? Do we have any guests from other teams? Okay. I'll post it on the team page. There's going to be a PDF file with the workbook that'll have the list of 100 and stuff on the 10-4 tracker. We have a 10-4 tracker. You just download and you can fill in the names and the dates to kind of help you keep track. But 10 a week is really reasonable, because by week 2, you're doing 20 and sometimes 30 reach out. So you don't want to overwhelm yourself and do all 100 in the first week, because then it'll be overwhelming. Does that make sense? Okay. So I'll walk you through right now what I do for samples. So on and most of you guys are on my wellness page, yeah. And so when things are slow, when we don't have a special, or certainly not during the holidays, when we don't have, when it's just kind of what I call a regular month, that's when I will be like, okay, this is a good time to offer samples. And I don't do it every month for sure. Okay. I do what I like to call the Allure Best of Beauty samples. It's a cute little, I have a really cute meme that I use, and it's got the Allure sticker on there, and they're super easy to ship, okay, because it's the flat peel pads in the little silver foil packs that you can get from Business Supplies, and you probably got a few in your starter kits. And the little jars you can get on Amazon, or we sell the really pretty ones with the Ever brand on it on the top, that I put the Lavish in there, and I put those in a little bubble mailer. Okay, and so I say, hi, whoever is interested in the Allure Best of Beauty samples, I'll be making some up this week and shipping them out next week. Comment yes below if you're interested. Okay, and I also, and this is getting a little technical, but I also, as you get busier, and I can show you how to do this, I use MailChimp to help me with, like, the team emails you get from me are all through MailChimp, because I can't individually go through every single one of you guys and do it. So, but MailChimp allows you to have a sign up. So if they click on the link, it'll take them to a window will pop up, and it'll have enter your email and then your name and your address. So then I have that information forever, and then I use that email to 10-4. So they say yes, and they click the link. Their information goes, or you just say, message me. For years, I said, message me with your address, because they don't want to put that in comments, right? Because then it's public information. And so you guys are doing the message, right, for samples. And so get their emails at that time too, as you're conversing back and forth. And so I package everything up, I ship it, and I send them the first email. Here's my second touch, okay? Your samples have shipped. I'm so excited. I can't wait for you to get them. Check your mailbox, okay? A week later, I follow up with another email. You should have gotten your samples. I'm so excited. If you haven't gotten them, let me know. Something could have gotten lost in the mail. Unfortunately, I shipped probably 75 right the day before Harvey. And we don't know where they are. So I had to kind of redo everything. But, you know, disasters happen. Things get lost. It's fine. You know, they appreciated me going back and doing it all again. But so that's my next touch. It's a reasonable thing to do, to follow up. Did you get your samples? And then a week after that, another email shows up in your mailbox for me. Do you love it? I'm so excited. I can't wait to hear what you think. Here's the link to order when you're ready. And now that we have the holiday special, they've gotten their fourth email from me saying, oh my God, it's on special. You can get the giant tub. It's this much savings. It's 2.5 times the size of the regular, and it's only $80 versus that would be $100. You know, if you stack 2.5 on top of each other. Oh, and there's this cute little mini lavish polish combo. It's $38. It's such a value, and it's in this gorgeous little giftable box, perfect for holiday. Okay, so that's how I would use. That's how I use the 10-4 for samples. I've got them all lined up. I know exactly what I'm going to say, and I actually need to go back and look, but I probably have a 25% buy rate from that, which is really good. But it's, you know, you thinking ahead, being strategic, using this 10-4 system is definitely the way. It's the most efficient way to make sure you get sales. Because if you just throw it out there one time, only 2 out of 100 are going to buy, statistically. And that's once you get past your sister and your mom, your best friend, they're going to buy. Mm-hmm. Okay, does that make sense? Okay, launch on social, right? We talked about this a little bit. You know, create a compelling post on your social accounts to share that you've launched a new business. I love the unboxing video. Just copy what everybody else is doing in the world. You know, don't reinvent the wheel. That fit, fab, fun, and all those boxes people are opening, open yours. You know, it's engaging. People are curious. They want to know. It's fun to watch. Keep it short. Keep it simple. Keep it fun. And use your natural excitement, and your friends, you know, your friends on Facebook will respond to that. So, and then of course go live. You all went live today. Congratulations. Some of you, it was your first time. We ripped off the Band-Aid. You all went live on our team page in a very safe space. And so, was it that bad? No, it's not that bad. And after the 1,000th time, it is so easy. So, all right. So these are just a couple of examples, but I highly encourage you to join each other's team pages, join my wellness site, look on, so here's the hierarchy of things. We have on Facebook, which is 80% of people in the world are on Facebook, and they're checking it 8 times a day and whatever. That's a great place to start. I know very little about Instagram. That's another good place to start, but Facebook's my wheelhouse. Blair's like ripping up the Instagram world, and, you know, get new followers by the day. Talk to her. But join each other's and you get ideas from each other. I'm constantly looking at what other people are doing and saying, that's a great idea. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to do something similar to that. Or I'm going to take what she said and make it my own, and make it better. So, so this is just one example. She went live and just talked about, you know, what she was passionate about. So like taking that why and just go on like you're just talking to your best friend. Okay. And then plan your events. Again, they don't have to be elaborate. They can be online. One can be online, but I would do at least 2 quick, simple live events, maybe one in the evening, one as a coffee. You know, think about your network. Or is everybody at soccer on Saturday? Is everybody going to be, you know, is it hunting season and there's no babysitters? You know, if your friends have kids, make it kid friendly. Invite the kids over. You know, just keep it easy for your family to get over there. Open up your home and have people come over. Everybody's going to be, you know, with family, hopefully, for the holidays coming up. It's a great time. Bring your products wherever you go. If they're coming to your house, have the products out during the football game or whatever you guys do on Thanksgiving. In my house, unfortunately, it's a football extravaganza. Not my choice, but marriage is a compromise. And so, you know, y'all can be doing masks and having so much fun and just talking about the products and just making it easy, breezy, simple, and fun. But if, you know, the more eyeballs you get on this stuff, the more skin you get the products on, the more successful you're going to be, and hit your quick start, get your jump starts going and reap the benefits. Because if you launch strong, you're probably going to make 3 times more than you would have if you don't hit your quick start. When we look at the statistics, at the numbers. I think I said everything.
What would you suggest as far as when it comes to your launch event? Because I know how important that is in our businesses. When you pick a date, and then when you start inviting people, how far out would you say?
At least a week, but I wouldn't make it crazy formal. I mean, look at the calendar and make sure it's not the same night as the PTA meeting or, you know, something, you know. And I would say maybe a week in advance, because you don't want it super formal. You're not making formal, you know, we do have some cute little invitable shareables, but I would not mail out invitations or anything insane. These first events are just meant to be really casual and not scary, because people who are interested in the business don't want to be like walking into your house going, I can't do this. This is too much. It's too, I can't afford to buy all this wine or whatever, you know. So just whatever you do needs to be reproducible. Okay, needs to be something that someone can look at and say, oh, this is so easy. I can do this.
And would you say it's probably just as important to send out those personal invites?
Yes. So whatever you do, it's fine to post something on Facebook, but if that's all you do, don't expect much, a 2% return on that. You know, for an invitation, you need to personally reach out and invite your friends and then follow up, make sure, okay, I'll see you tonight. So excited to see you, whatever. Just like your dentist would do, you know, to remind you about an appointment. So. Okay, so ideas. Again, a holiday party in your home, sharing on the go, like you're going to all be visiting, you know, take your stuff with you. Just keep it easy and casual. Let's play. Put the masks on, take a bunch of pictures, post it on your page. I mean, that kind of stuff is fun. I cannot take a good mask picture. Did y'all see my hello scary? I kept trying and trying and trying. My hair was ridiculous, and I masked out all dry and cracky, and I couldn't look like the pretty girl. So I was like, you know what? Forget it. I'm not going to be the pretty girl. I'm going to be the ugly girl.
Yeah,
so I put.
It was kind of like one of those Pinterest like
fail. It was a Pinterest fail.
Totally. Girl, it was Mary Claire. She was
and hers was like, hello, beautiful. And mine was like, hello, scary. And I had the same coffee cup as her. And I was like,
that was hysterical. That probably got more.
Yeah, that probably sold 5, you know, that probably got more likes, more eyeballs on the page, more people laughing, because I'm more than happy to make fun of myself. So I was just like, I cannot get this right. Actually, my kids are taking pictures of me. And I was like, you know what? We're going the other way. We're going to be like, this is a Pinterest fail, but you know, the math still works. So I'll pull it up on my phone and show you guys later. Pop-ups in local businesses. Blair, Michelle, you guys have done a lot of that. If y'all want to talk a little bit about it, your experiences.
So I actually, I went to a big national conference for my real full-time job in February. It was in Orlando, and I took an extra suitcase with me because I flew Southwest. I had 2 bags, and one suitcase was just full of my Everest stuff. And the hotel that the conference was located in was just ginormous, and it had a full-blown Starbucks in it. And so for 2 nights after the conference ended, I just sat up in a table in the Starbucks, and it was in the lobby, and there were tons of people. Now, did I get any sales? No. But did I draw a heck of a lot of interest? No. What are you doing? And I would, word of caution, if you are going to just go to a business, it might be beneficial to reach out to the owner or the manager before you just set up, and take all their space, to reach out to them. And then I just totally lost my train of thought. Michelle,
Yeah.
why don't you take over?
So a lot of businesses will allow you to come into their businesses. I know a lot of people kind of do like more boutique kind of shops, like private businesses. But I got wind that kind of Pottery Barn and West Elm will sometimes allow you in their stores. Now it's kind of tricky because some of them like to be like homemade. Like if you make jewelry, they want to support the small business person. So I called the West Elm, and I was very confident, and I kind of told them what they were going to do when I asked. I didn't ask, I told them. They were in an asking kind of way, but I said, I wanted to do this, and I heard that people were doing it, and the manager let me come in. And so I set up a table. I made my table really nice. I had some, my lavish out and everything, and it worked out perfectly. It was a beautiful day, and they asked me where I wanted to be. I sat right in front of the front door. I used all their products, and I happened to be just down the road from the Sephora, and then across the street was another place. And I just sat there, and they let me bring in champagne. And so I was their greeter for the day. I became part of their staff, and I just like, hey, welcome to West Elm. Like, hey, would you like a glass of champagne while you shop? And like, yeah, sure. So now as I'm pouring the glass of champagne, I'm saying, yeah, I'm here representing the Stinker line. If you'd like to try something or know more about it, I gave my 30-second spiel. It's completely botanically alive. I'd love to share it with you if you have some time. And I left it at that. I didn't like push it on them. And people wanted more champagne. They circled around while they wanted, because they wanted more champagne. They're like, well, so what do you got here? And I kind of went into it with them. I probably had one of the single best sales day of my career as an Ever specialist. And I signed up a specialist, one of the employees, because when you go there, the customers come in, yeah, they're great, but the employees that work there, that's your biggest market. I signed up one, and then several people were interested, and I told the specialist to sign up, these are your people, work them, get them to sign up with you. It was a great event. It was great. I encourage you to do it. You kind of have to plan it. A lot of us have written out kind of how it went. My specialist tried to recreate it in Dallas. She actually went to the wrong West Elm, but they still let her set up. What are you doing this? They're like, yeah, I'm getting set up. And I'm like, okay, sure enough. And then the other general manager says, well, where are you? You didn't show up. And she's like, oh, I went to the wrong one. So they'll let you do it. Yeah, they'll let you do it. And they'll tell you, they want this, you to make it. So you tell them, I'm a small business owner. I am an individual. I own my own business. And, let them know that what we do, that we're not, working for anybody. We work for ourselves, and they'll let you in. I know some of the other specialists go around in our area and do the Pottery Barns and the West Elms. I knew Pottery Barn they were going, so I tackled West Elm for the same company.
You could do yoga studios.
Yeah, yoga studios, gyms.
Orange Theory is great about it.
Yeah.
If you have an Orange Theory near you, or Bikram Yoga, I don't know if Texas much you guys do it, since it's already like human outside, you maybe don't need to yoga in your garage. But I find that those people, the people who go to those types of gyms too, care about good for you ingredients, and it seems to be the right clientele who wants to buy. In fact, in my Orange Theory in California, a Ever specialist came in and got 50 new contacts. I think she had 53 new contacts just from being there on a Saturday morning. I think she was there from 6 a.m. to 11. And that's it. And she got 50 new contacts, got all of their names. She said she gave out, I think, 27 samples and was able to follow up with those people and get sales too. So think of places where the traffic is good. You definitely don't want to be somewhere on a Monday morning where maybe in a mall where there's no traffic. Like, choose places and choose times that they have people walking in. And that's why in-person events are so important, because when you're in person, one, if you meet them in person at busy times, you have more opportunity to talk one-on-one, but also your launch events, when they're in person, you normally will typically sell more per hour, and it's a better use of your time when you're in front of that many people at once.
Jillian, you have something.
Yes, I don't know how many of y'all are go to the Galleria area. I mean, I go there probably more than I should, but I like that area. If you ever go into the Galleria, we have an athlete in there, and I have actually, I have a good working relationship with the manager there. And on Saturdays, when it's like super busy, especially holiday season, I'll be doing a couple events there on Saturday, especially in December. But Athleta and like the Pure Bars, and it's not an actual bar, guys, it's like a place to work out. But those are great too. I don't know if you're familiar with the Athleta brand. I'm an avid follower. And it's really expensive workout wear is really what it comes down to. I'm not ashamed to admit that I pay way too much for your tights. But that type of people, when I was there and I was showing them the products, were like, oh, how much is this moisturizer? And it was the Hydrolift Oil Free. She's like, this would be great for the summertime. I was like, yes, I use it in Allison. It's the best thing ever. She's like, oh, how much is it? I was like, well, it retails for $70. And she's like, $70? Like, she was serious. I was like, yeah, it is. And she's like, I just bought some from Nordstrom for like $350. She's like, it's in my bag right now. I was like, well, you can get a lot of these for $350. I get a whole regimen back. And I was like, she's like, what is your return policy? And I was like, I was just talking to you about that. And that's when I went to like into detail. And she's like, oh, I'm so great. I know that because if I would have broken the lid on this jar, like I can't bring that thing back. I was like, yeah, it's great. So that, as well as small businesses, wherever you live, they understand what it's like to be a small business owner. And they are usually very accommodating, and they want to bring anything that can bring traffic into their small business too. And I always let them know that I advertise on my social media outlets, and I have my friends share, and they're always like, oh yeah, so you'll put our name on there? And like, yeah, that's where I'll be. And so then they absolutely love the idea as well. So small businesses too are wonderful places.
Can I ask what you say when you talk to a manager?
I actually initiated it through an email, and I can share the email that I wrote. And I just kind of laid it out, kind of who I was, and I made sure I was a small business owner, and I talked about the botanically derived ingredients, and that several West Downs had let some of my counterparts, my coworkers, come into their store, and I would really love to do that. And he came back to me, like Julian said, he wanted me to send him my links to my Instagram, my Facebook. He wanted to know information about me, so I sent him my Ever pages, and then I guess he checked it out and saw that I did have like a following, and it was a legit, personal, private, individual business, and so they invited me to come, and we just kind of interacted back and forth a little bit, and then he was really nice to let me pick my times, and I picked a really busy time. And then I was fortunate they let me pick my location in the store, and I picked right in front of the front door. And used all of their stuff. And then they wanted me to advertise, like Julian said. So I included him on all my Facebook posts. I tagged him, and they sent me their West Elm page, and they advertised that I was going to be there that day. So they want you to also promote business. And they were really impressed with that because I did get a lot of traffic to my table. And they don't all let you bring in the champagne. I was fortunate that I did. And that was a big draw to the table. I mean, they came for the champagne, and then I got to bite with the Ever. And so, yeah, I can share the letter, which is I try to get very professional, use all my titles, and all that stuff. So,
what I do when I just respond to the email, I usually call first, just to talk to someone. I'm old school, I like to talk to a person. And so I call just to get their name and talk to them. So when I follow up with an email, I know who to address it to and things like that. But I also, if you're familiar with VistaPrint, I've gotten my business cards and things like that. But also, I created a document in VistaPrint. It has our gorgeous magnetic prints on it, and it also has, I put all my information, my contact information, all my website information, information about the product as well. And I always attach that, and I include it in the email when I send to these people, so they can obviously click it in the body of the email, but also there's an attachment. And when I did one event at an Athleta, they actually printed that attachment and they put it on their door, like the front door. And they're like, come inside, and it had all my information. They printed out, we kind of used it as a flyer. They printed it out and put like a little sack in the front. And so even if people didn't make it to my table, they were constantly grabbing one of those and sticking it in their purse. I don't think they knew that it did not include an affiliate coupon because they're like, oh, I did it great in my purse, here we go. And just like, oh, I'm shopping. And so I'm pretty sure they got home and like, what is this? There's no coupon in here. But, it piques curiosity. So that's just another thought. And it's
it's the holidays too, so everybody's doing holiday markets and holiday shows. Like our church just had a big one, and your school will have some sort of event. Or,
it doesn't have to be always a business.
No.
I mean, I'm the vice president of the PTO.
Yeah.
On my day off of work, our president was not going to be there, so I had to run the meeting, and I thought, that'd be kind of a cool way to slip in there.
Yeah, slip it in there.
So I wore my best ever shirt while I ran the meeting. And then I always keep the little lavish samples. And so I can kind of tell the moms that are struggling or have the kids that are kind of running, they look a little exhausted. And so I just pull them out after the meeting and I'm like, hey, here's a little Friday pick me up. And I mean, they almost would make them cry. So I don't know. I mean, that's just another way to.
Yeah, there's always ways. Be careful with some of the vendor events because they can be very pricey. So always check in. If you're kind of locally, like at your school, you may have to pay, for a fundraiser. Yeah, $25 for your if it's a fundraiser for your school, it might be a way for you to give back to your school, but then also kind of have an added benefit. Or go in with one of your teammates to kind of join. Or there's some really cost-effective things out there. But just do your look around.
Done raffle items for charity events
Yeah.
to donate. Because you write it off as tax write-off plus business expense, for that type of stuff.
When you do those pop-ups,
Yeah, no,
take
go ahead.
this general setup kind of.
I usually
everything.
I have all the products out, and then I have we have the little scoopers to make sure it's hygienic. And I always keep a few samples made up. I don't always be really strategic about your sampling, so you don't like understand and stuff. But so when people do make a purchase, I will give them a sample. It's like, well, here, I want you to go and get started. Your products will be in the mail in like 4 or 5 days, and here's some things to get started with. Or if they're interested, they buy something, they may be interested in something else. Like you work your samples in to kind of benefit you. But always provide your card and your links and your contact information, all that stuff. Then if anybody gets a sample, and try to get their contact information also. Sometimes when I do a raffle, I'm like, here, sign up for the raffle. And then as long as I have their contact information, so then you can start your 10-4 follow-up. If you're just giving out samples and not getting anything back, and you're just giving out samples a lot of times, the key is trying to get their contacts so you can follow up with them.
Michelle, when you and I did that event in over there by Coaster, Houston, what we did is it was great. It was kind of like similar setup here. Obviously, that's a shorter end of the table. But we set all the products up in the front, and in the back behind it, we had like baby wipes and Q-tips, tissues, things like that. So people, if they wanted to, could try it on their hand. I had a brave lady actually want to try something on her face, and she's like, I don't have makeup on, so this would be great. I was like, go ahead. But it was great too after that because then if they wanted to wipe their hand off, or because with the scrub, obviously it's a scrub. I don't bring a bowl and have with the water. I'm not lush. I'm not all fancy like that. Because they do it.
Yeah.
And just a simple baby wipe is great, and I think people are more willing to want to try it if they know there's a possibility that they don't like it. They can take it off. It's like, okay, put this on you and your stuff. So I think they're more open to that too. We also had on the corner. I had taken a wine bottle and I covered it in glitter and that spray sealer stuff. I covered it because I have not glitter in my house. And we just kind of put a sign on the top that says, "Hey, if you want a cupcake or champagne party, win this." And there was a little form, and they just would fill it out. Well, every single one of them, I called them and I was like, "Hey, guess what? You won." And they're like, "Oh, I never win anything." And I was like, "Yeah, you won." And then we started to plan different things. It's like, hey, win products, and that's what I think I actually think that's what it said. It's like win a product, or enter in for this. And so I went down the list and I got their contact information, and I told them about who's some different events. You're going to find those that are and those that aren't. So it's just idea. You just throw ideas and see what sticks to that.
All right. Thank you guys for all. Oh, I thought you were raising your hand. Don't mind me moving this all around. So I think we came up with some really good, great event ideas, but this is the best time. We have these holiday sets, so making sure now's a good time, especially if you're in your launch or you're relaunching your business, or if you've been here a while, to invite people over to your house and share with them the holiday sets that we showed, the Jumbo Lavish, the Mini Lavish and Polish, or the Regimen Travel Size. It's great time, and I think everyone right now, it's November, I believe it or not, and it's gift time. And now people are out there shopping for Christmas gifts, for teachers, for friends, for family, stocking stuffers. What about gift exchanges? Like, there's no better time than now. And I think Blair had a great idea. When you buy the minis, you can split them up. So we all know that sometimes you have gift exchanges and you can only spend so much. So this is a great time to have people over and share it. And your launch event doesn't have to be anything crazy. It can literally be, I know my launch event was, I literally was wearing sweats, showed up at my sister's house. I didn't even do it at my own house. My sister was there. My mom was there, a couple of my sister's friends and her mother-in-law. And I walked out and I had quick start qualified. So keep that in mind. It doesn't even have to be a dressy thing where you're having wine and people over. I sat on the living room floor at the coffee table while they all sat. I didn't know a thing about the product. I mean, I can honestly say that. And I grabbed the product guide, which we don't have one out, but I know that all of you probably have one or will get one. And I literally opened it up and walked through what each thing was, each step of the regimen, and I read it. And I passed it around, that product, for them to touch, and I still made sales. So you can do it. You don't have to be an expert. We also have on the website a skincare quiz. So at the very least, if you're meeting with someone one-on-one and you don't know anything, if you go to Ever's website, on the top corner, it says quiz. You click on quiz. You actually can ask the person those questions, enter their answer in, and voila.
And then be like,
yeah, and be like, look at these are the perfect products for you, your skin type, and your skin concern, and you can know absolutely nothing. So don't be intimidated by the products. It's that easy. And learning together, and you could even be like, oh my gosh, this does this. Isn't that cool? I knew I felt something really cool happening with my products. And just when you love the products and you're using the products, you can talk about the products, how your skin feels, looks, and your experience. You don't have to talk about ingredients. So I really encourage you to not worry about, in fact, the more ingredients you talk, the more confused your customer typically is. And I've worked in cosmetics for 15 years. And I can tell you, when we've trained beauty advisors and managers on products, we actually tell them to talk about the appearance, the feel, more than we say the ingredients, because people really just want to know about the feel and the difference they're going to see in their skin. Not what's, and we can talk about our great brand credo, not using anything bad, and that's normally enough. Okay, sorry, I went on a little tangent about that. Plan events. So we do have, I know Mary Claire mentioned this, we do have Hobnob, where it is an app that you can do invites. Honestly, for your events, you don't have to use this. This is an optional thing. The only thing that's cool about Hobnob, it's actually an app you download, you can put the event, is that you can actually send it and you'll get text reminders. The people who are coming will send automatic text reminders like an hour before the event, the day before the event, to invite them. And they can also text back, yes, they're coming, or no, or whatever, if that's something you want to do. We also have Mimi, which we'll talk about a little later, which is a new app that we have with Ever. This is one of those great things that makes us different than other companies. We have our own app that you can make shareables and things that can connect directly. You can text them. You can, in fact, do we want to, how many people, have you heard of Mimi? Anyone in the room? Okay. So if you can, you might not have, if you want, and get on Wi-Fi down here and download Mimi. It's literally MIMI, and you will get an app that you then use your specialist ID to sign in, and it should say Mimi, Stella, and Dot. And literally, and I know you can't see this, we have all of our holiday shareables that you can easily just take the picture and share it on your Facebook, share it on Instagram, share it in a text, IM it to someone with a message. We have share and sell, so there's other like pictures of the products. You can write stuff on it. You can personalize them. There's before and after pictures. For those of you who don't have your own before and after pictures, I can say, oh, I want to share Sublime with someone. Oh, here's a Sublime before and after. Just click on it. I can add text, and I could say like, hey, Blair, check this product out. You told me you look really tired, and this is going to save your life. And you can personalize it, write it on there. Sorry, Blair, you didn't tell me you're really tired. But and then you can literally text it right from there, and it looks like it's personalized for that person because you did personalize it. And we have them for everything. We have literally sponsoring. We have booking events. We have templates that are completely blank with product pictures that you can write, put stickers, and do whatever you want to. So this is just a really fun app because I know social is big. Some of you might work your business all in person. Some of you might work it all online or over the phone with text, IM. Whatever you decide to do, this is an amazing tool.
Yes, so what I was going to piggyback off of that is I've actually, you always will send you messages, hey, I need something for underneath my eyes, so dark, right? Puffiness, what do you have for that? It's typically, if someone is interested, we'll say, this is what I have, what do you recommend? It's kind of how that goes. And so what I've done is when using Mini, I'll go into the before and after, and I'll find where she says, dark circle puffiness, line around my eyes, whatever it is. I'll find that before and after that's in there, take it, I'll then edit it to say, if this is it, or this is what this is what you're something, keeping it short, and I'll say, click the link. Because when you share the Mini picture that goes with it, your website, your personal website, automatically is added to the message that you send. So you don't have to then say, okay, well, go to this website and click here. It does it all for you. So when I find the picture, I'll say, is this you? Question mark with like a winky face. I say, if so, click the link below. And I keep that all in the picture below, like at the bottom where you can read it. And then I just automatically share it. And then they get it, the link's already included, they click it, and it's easy. They can always ask questions later, but it's usually self-explanatory and it's very quick. So that's an idea that I've seen huge success with.
No, and I think that's such a good point too, because how great is it that you send a picture and they can click and it goes automatically to you and your personal website, so you get the sale. Because I know when you're out there working it, you want to make sure that they buy it under you and don't go to the generic website and forget to put your name in. So it's a great tool. And I think I can't think of another brand that has a tool in skincare like that, which is really exciting. So stay connected. When you're launching your business and you're new or you've been here a while, stay connected. And there's a couple ways you can do this. I think Mary Claire kind of went over this a little bit, but how many of you are already on the Facebook page for specialists? If you are not and you joined over the weekend, you can ask to join or ask your mentor and we'll get you added on. But this is a great resource. You're going to see every Tuesday, we have a Touch Base Tuesday where someone from home office goes live at 4:30 here. 4:30 here. At 4:30 here, someone from home office will go live and do recognition, talk about what's going on with Ever. Normally, that's where we announce anything cool happening. So those are what you want to tune in. That's actually normally the first time you'll hear of like new product coming out or new specials or sign up special. That's we did one rare with this last sign up special. It was live, but we try and go live with any new news, and we do training as well. Join your mentor's team page. So find out who your mentor is and make sure you're a part of the team page. This is a great resource. We have such an amazing field team and community that your mentor's team page is going to help you. There's going to be thousands, depending on what team you're on, 1,000, 100, 250. There's going to be plenty of people there that you can ask questions and get answers or share what you're doing that's working, because like Mary Claire said, this is really where you can kind of steal from one another and copy. There is nothing wrong in our community with copying one another, because if something works for one of you, it might work for all of you, or it might work for 5 of you. Who knows? But a great place to get good ideas to try. And then schedule weekly calls with your mentor. When you're new, it's really important to have those touches so you can get questions answered, because I'm sure many of you like, oh my gosh, there's so much going on. I don't know where to get this. I don't know how to do this. That is what your mentor is here for. They're here to help you. Do not hesitate to reach out to them weekly or set up time, because you will probably need more help at the beginning. And then as the weeks go on, you might not need every week. You can plan it on when is convenient for you and when is convenient for your mentor. So I know Blair mentioned this. There is a place when you go onto your lounge, when you sign in on everskin.com, there's actually a little logo at the top right that says EverConnect. EverConnect is where all of our training, and I know many of you have already been there or haven't been there because you're brand new, but EverConnect, what'll happen is if you click on training, it'll look like this. And you'll have training and resources. In the top left-hand corner, this red box is new specialists. If you click on new specialists, there's going to be new specialist trainings. But we also have, I would suggest really diving into that and taking a look. There's a webinar. I believe there's a guide there. And anything for a new specialist that you might need, your list of 100, where it has that memory jogger with all the lines. Look at it, print it out. We also have a workbook after this that will be posted that you could then click on that will also have a lot of information with your list of 100. But check out that area. But we also have other areas on earning, promoting, prospecting, selling, and sponsoring. Subscribe to save. Anything you need to know, this is kind of where it's at and where you can find it. Also, if you want something on the computer, because Mimi's not convenient because it's on your phone app, we also have marketing and social. There's a drop down and images. There's more before and afters, shareables, and everything that you can find on Mimi as well on the computer. So that's another great resource. Did I list anything on that? Okay. So broadening your reach. I know we talked a little bit about some of this, but you have your list of 100. And you're going to call them. You're going to invite them to an event. If someone can't make it to an event, invite them to a one-on-one. Like, hey, do you want to grab coffee? Do you want to bring a friend? And you want to just get in front of those people to get the products on their skin. So how else you can broaden your reach is social media. When you make a generalized post, and I think many of you have actually said this today, when you make a generalized post, someone who likes it, there's always going to be people watching. Follow up on those posts. Follow up on tags. Follow up on any type of action that you see on your post, because it might be touching a network that you didn't know was watching or that you didn't already have a connection with. I know we actually had a new specialist sign up this week on someone's team who they posted a general post, and a friend someone in the bottom tagged a friend, and a friend's friend saw that post and a specialist signed up. So the power of social media is very strong. I know you were found on Instagram. So Charlie found Blair on Instagram. And how did that happen?
Charlie, I don't know.
Charlie, maybe you could share.
I actually had one of our specialists and team member last name. This is what she does. She trains people on how to use social media. That's her full-time job. Her name is Jessica Rockwood. And she offered kind of a training course for us, and we paid her. And she gave us some tips, because Instagram is a completely different animal than Facebook. I haven't figured that out yet. And so trying to be hip with social media. So Instagram, it's very important to use certain hashtags and also to tag your location on a post. So whether you're in Houston or Austin or Galveston, or you can actually tag a specific if you are at the Starbucks NASA Road 1 down here, you can tag your location. And so anytime anybody is ever, Charlie, correct me if I'm wrong, I had certain hashtags and you were searching skincare in Houston or something.
I was searching everything. So I searched skincare, beautiful skin, glowing skin. I really found Ever on selling jewelry, and then I saw Ever, I'm like, oh, what's that? And then I found out that it was skincare, and I love skincare. So I'm like, well, who can I find in Houston that does stuff, that does Ever skincare? So I looked on Facebook, but I couldn't find anyone, and then I found you on Instagram. And just searching Ever skincare, because I knew at that time what it was. Still those different hashtags: beautiful skin, glowing skin, healthy skin. Any kind of skin, whatever it is, all the skins, looking for that. So that's how I connected with her, and just wrote to her, and that was it. We connected, and it stayed for a couple weeks. So that's my best.
Yeah. And when you do post, if you are interested in getting in the Instagram game, when you do post and make hashtags, and for those of you who've posted and made hashtags before, actually the example hashtags will come up. If you've ever like started to type in Everskin or something, or beautiful skin, when those hashtags come up, I always look at them and then I choose the one with the most posts. So if something has 10,000 or more posts, choose the one, like if you see, I mean, I've done it a million times. I actually took a picture on the golf course where there was geese on a hole. This is so ridiculous, but this will give you an example of what not to do. It was like, there was like 10 geese on the 19th hole, or not 19th, it must have been the 17th. The 17th hole, and I was like, geese on hole 17, and I like hashtagged it, and I'm like, oh, that's like the second post anyone's ever done with that. So no one clearly is looking under geese on hole 17. But I think keep that in mind, because if you're new, and that was like one of the first posts I'd ever done, I didn't understand that no one's going to find it because of that. So look at what those examples, because it will say how many posts are on each of your hashtags as you put them in. So always pay attention and click on those. Like the higher ones, it might even give you an idea of a new one to do. That's for me all the time. All right. So hashtags and tagging are very important. Tagging on Facebook, tagging on Instagram, and hashtagging. And you can always connect your social medias as well, where when you post something on Instagram, it goes onto your Facebook too, to just be consistent and get those posts everywhere. And then following up on likes or comments. Sometimes people will comment, making sure that you follow up with them, and you don't have to do it in public. You can do it with an IM. I suggest reaching out to them one-on-one so that you're able to have a conversation, because clearly that's how you must have spoken, Claire and Charlie. Activity, like we said, making sure you have in-person activity, one-on-one or events. When you are out and about and you do it, one great thing is when you do it outside of a home, you get to meet new people that are outside of your network. So when you set up and do something where you retain their names and numbers, I know we talked about a raffle or earning something, that's a great way to get extra names and numbers and make it work so that you have new contacts that may not be in your list of 100. Also, when you are in someone's home or your own home, inviting them to invite friends. Like, it's gonna be a fun night. Bring your friends' friends, making it super casual and not so much that you're selling a timeshare or you're out there like giving a presentation. It's much more productive when people are having fun and it's a mixer and they get to bring their friends, have a glass of wine or coffee or whatever you want that to be. A couple ideas are product launches. When you have a product launch, when we launched concealer, and you can still do this now, concealer and coffee on a Sunday morning. Do you want to come over and have concealer and coffee at my house? Or if you want, you could do cocktails and concealer, people did. Whatever swings, you know, evening, morning. I know you can do wash and go parties where people come over in your like everyone comes on a Friday night or Thursday night, everyone comes over in their pajamas, they wash their face, do the 4 steps of the regimen, and go home and go to bed. And it could even be like literally a 30-minute little party that people come in and go, and it's convenient, it's fast, and you can do it on a school night. So just think of different ideas that work. Holiday event and holiday season, you could get your friends together, show them the product, but also do a little gift exchange or talk about gifting and just have it all around the mini lavish and polish or the jumbo polish, but have the other products there as well. So some great ideas there. The third way to really reach out to new people is a referral rewards program. We have a new referral rewards program that launched this week. There will be more training. There's training on our website now, but we're going to continue to come out with more training. But what the idea is that it's a give 10, get 10. So you've probably seen it with many. It's a very modern way to do referral rewards now. And what it is if you have a customer or even someone that might be a customer, they can refer their link, so they get a link. They can refer a customer and give them $10 off. And when that new person that they referred buys $50 or more for the first time ever, they get the person who referred, the advocate, we like to call him, gets $10 back in product credit on their account. So the next time they purchase, they get $10 off. So the new person gets 10 and the referrer gets 10 off. So that's a great way to reach out to other networks that maybe a friend of a friend or a friend of a friend of a friend. So always offering that to people, especially your good customers, when you establish your customers, always go back and say, hey, do you have a friend that might want to try this? You love your results. You can get $10 off, and you can also give them $10 off to try it. So that's a great way. We mentioned like subscribe to save customers. So for those of you who already have an established business or have customers, I would mention this to all of your subscribe to save customers. They would have already gotten an email with their link on Thursday. Or no, it was Wednesday was the first. And then current customers also would have gotten an email with their link, so follow up with those. And then new customers, you can also advise them to go onto the website. There is an invite section, and they can actually get their own link. So these are really the powerful tools that are going to help you, and I know we reviewed a lot of them, but these are ones to be aware of. Subscribe to Save, which we'll go a little deeper in. This is a huge rewarding customer program and specialist program that you could use. Basically, it's our auto replenishment. And what makes our auto replenishment different than others is, one, we have one of the highest reorder rates in the industry, and we also have that it's free. It's completely free, no gotchas. So we'll go into that in 1 second on the next slide. We have the skincare quiz. That was the quiz where you can have your customers, you can send the skincare quiz link to your customers when you're reaching out to them, or you can go on and do it. I encourage, if you've not done it yourself, go onto the website, click on the skincare quiz, take the quiz so you know what it is. If your customer enters their information in, they actually will send an email to the specialist, like you, letting you know what the answers to their quiz were, and you can follow up with them. But a great way as a new specialist, if you are still learning the products and I'm not sure what to recommend, it'll recommend their regimen, their personalized regimen, as well as other enhancer products, like maybe the overnight facial oil that might be good for their concerns and skin type. Has anyone used the skincare quiz and had success sending out links? Do you want to talk about it? Put you on the spot.
Well, actually, I did it to a couple people at work that I knew, but I did it on the personal side, not through work. And actually my boss I sent it to her, and she's my biggest customer. And she writes me, constant about how wonderful the products are. People are asking her what she changed about her to make her, she's looking fabulous. So it's my boss.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I shared it with her. I just went out on a whim and sent her a personal email to my personal email. And she loved it.
It's great. Great, and this is a great touch. So I know we talked about reaching out to 10 people a week and then touching them 4 times. This is a great touch. You can send them the skincare quiz and then follow up. The second touch could be following up on, oh, did you get a chance to take that? Check out these before and afters from people using the regimen. And so then your first touch is the quiz. The second touch is following up on the quiz and sharing a before and after. And then the next touch, which could be the third touch, kind of wrapping it up, could be the link to your personal website, or the share a bag option, which you could actually put the items that maybe you would recommend for them in a bag and share it with them. And literally all they have to do is click on the link, and all their items will be in the bag. They can edit the bag, they can remove things, they can add things, but that's a great way. Then that would be your third touch. So just thinking of it that way, and how all your touches could be about the regimen and about learning about the product, but slightly different, so it doesn't feel weird when you're, touching them 4 times.
I've used the quiz in social or event settings, not where I'm, posted it up somewhere, but in someone's home, or people come over to try it. When I'm talking about the products, I actually say, okay, I know everybody has their phone here, or grab out your phone, go to this website, and I have a little poster that has my website on it, or I'll just grab it all. And we all go through the quiz together. And then after we go through the quiz, I tell them okay, everybody's recommendations are going to be different. So if you had any questions about what you wanted to try first, or you didn't know, or you thought one thing might work, but it turns out that, hey, you're breastfeeding or you're pregnant, but you didn't tell anybody yet, but you know yourself, so you clicked it on the quiz, so maybe Sublime for overnight facials for you. So then they know which products to go to right away to start to try. And then I also remind them when they're ready to purchase to say, oh, hey, that same website you went to when you took the quiz, that's where we're going to make our purchase. And then they're already familiar with it and kind of works a little bit. It's not brand new to them. So that always helps.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
So we went over Mini. That's that cool app that I think everyone's going to want to use. And referral rewards is the give 10, get 10. And then share a bag. There is a tutorial on our website as well on the training on how to do that. It's basically creating a bag so that you can put the items. If you're talking to your customers about Lavish and the jumbo size and the mini Lavish and Polish, you can actually share a bag. It's literally a link. They click on it. It already shows a shopping cart with their items in it. And like I said, they can edit it and it will be on your personal website. So super easy. In fact, this is one of the other tools that makes our brand so different because we do have some very advanced technology, which makes it super easy for you on the go and your friends on the go who just can click and go. All right, so building your business. There's really two things you want to focus on to build your business and earn more or whatever your goals are. If you want to earn $200 this month, $100, or you want to go for, I want to be a $10,000 earner, whatever, a year or even a month. This is really the pace that pays. You want to be a power seller, which we'll go over what that is. That's your personal sales. And you want to sponsor and build a team because those are the two ways you're going to earn, personal sales and building a team. So let's talk about power seller. Power seller, you can give yourself a raise every single month. And we do start at the beginning of every month. So you start fresh at the beginning of the month with 0 sales. And whatever you earn that month becomes what your earnings are. You earn 20% on subscribe to save in commission, and you earn 25% in retail orders, but you can bump those up, those percentages up, by selling more. So if you sell 1,000 PQV, which is essentially personal qualifying volume, which is your own purchases, it is customer purchases, basically anything you buy on your website, that if you hit 1,000, you get a 5% increase in commission each month. Or that month, I should say. So let's say this month you sell $1,000 in retail, you're going to make 30% retail sales commission. So that's $300. So we reward you for the more you sell, the more you get in extra commission. So if you do 2,000, you get 7% additional. And if you sell 3,000, which is, we like to call it power seller level 1, 2, and 3. If you hit 3,000 or more, you get an extra 10% commission, which is pretty awesome, right? You have control over that. Whatever you want to do, you can make what you want of it. I thought we would go over some awesome sellers. And if your name is on this board, this is for last month. These are all the people on the team who have achieved 3,000 or more. So I know many of you are in the room. Actually, not many, but like a handful. Then we have power seller level 2. I mean, look at this. This is a lot of people, you guys. And then level 1. Many, many, many people hitting that extra 5% commission. So we talked a little bit about power seller. I do want to go back actually to one of the key things to be a power seller is subscribe to save. And I don't know why the slide skipped over, so I'm going to just tell you. So subscribe to save. How many people in the room have never heard of subscribe to save? Oh, we're doing good. Okay. So the reason why subscribe to save is so amazing is it truly is a loyalty program. It is a program where you will have repeat business and you check in on those customers. What the customer gets when you enter them in subscribe to save and they join the program, they get 10% off their product. It's free, by the way. There's no like $20 to join. It's an absolutely free program. The customer will get 10% off their product and 10% back in product credit the next time they order, so they can use it after that first initial order. They get free shipping on anything $80 or more, and they also get birthday credit. So every year on their birthday, they automatically get $30 in product credit. So those are some amazing perks for no cost. There's no contract. You don't have to be on it. You can edit it. You can change it. So I suggest, especially all of you who are new specialists, when you make a sale, always offer subscribe to save and always put it on it's like a tongue tire today. Always put it on subscribe to save because there's no cost to the customer. And it would be silly not to. And a lot of times people don't do it because they don't offer it or they forget. But that is key. Then as a specialist, you just follow up on those customers, because that's going to be your repeat business. And it'll come like maybe they order it every 60 days because they can set how much they want to reorder. And every, maybe in day 50, you call them and say, hey, just wanted to check in on how are you liking your products. And that's a great time to make sure that they don't want to edit their subscribe to save. And you'll get an email when it's close to them, their subscribe to save reorder. So the good thing is we do offer that email, so it kind of reminds you to follow up with them. But it's also another great time that if they have the regimen, maybe they want to add overnight facial oil, or they want to add Sublime because they love their product so much. So this is really a great way to build your business. And I know we have someone on Jackie Lant's team here, and Jackie Lant has a huge amount of subscribe to save. And she said her trick, she actually has, I think, 90% of her business on subscribe to save, and she's always hitting either power seller level 2, normally level 3. And it's all because she follows up on those customers and offers subscribe to save to every single customer. I know Mary Claire has an astronomical amount on subscribe to save as well. But it's really important to offer that. Do you guys want to have any tips on subscribe to save, or why you like it?
I find that it sells itself. I mean, the benefit really is phenomenal, and it's so easy that I actually don't feel like I have to follow up a whole bunch on it. If I notice someone is not on it, I might send them a note and be, hey, because a lot of people are skittish because there are some other programs out there that their replenishment program is very difficult or expensive or very, very hard to get out of, like you're on hold in India somewhere and have to write a letter or something. So, I mean, literally it's the click of a button. And their product credit, even if they cancel, they still keep the product credit. So, I mean, I have people who will subscribe to save on a regimen, on their first regimen, and we don't all use products the same way, so you might run out of things at different times. And so then they'll put the individual products on different, so they cancel the re-up to the regimen and get the next 2 products they need and use product credit towards that. So, always advising someone who's got the regimen, go ahead and get it, because they'll save 10% immediately. They'll get a 10% credit. They probably won't need the whole regimen in 60 days. And then I'll say, when I see their reminder, because I'll get an email when they get an email, you guys will get an email at the same time. I'll say, hey, I bet you're not running out of your HydroLift. So, it's totally okay. I'll just walk them through. Cancel the regimen and only get the product you need. So.
And it really is easier to make those power sellers when you have that repeat business and those email reminders, especially until you kind of, as you start growing your business and you have more and more customers, you're going to find that you find your way to manage it. And those emails really are helpful to follow up with each of those emails when they get them. All right. Oops. So the second way to build really your business is sponsoring. And I thought we could go over a couple tips. So sponsoring, for those of you who are like, what is sponsoring? Sponsoring is really just having someone join the team on your team. So you mentoring someone. And there's 3 ways to sponsor. One is building an ongoing list of potential. So you have your list of 100. Think of that list and who you're sharing the product with and who you might want to offer the opportunity to. I think it's always great to discuss the opportunity with as many people as possible. You always want to lead with product, because what makes us amazing is our product. But I have to say, sometimes someone might be so passionate and excited about the product that they might want to join in the opportunity right away and get the $3.99 starter kit, because they can start with a full regimen themselves, which I know a lot of you came in with the $150, which is the $3.99 kit for a steal. But you could have the products for yourself and then have products to share, and it's a better value than possibly buying the $255 regimen and then going back and buying a starter kit. So I suggest always offering the opportunity or sharing why you joined Ever or what Ever is all about. Ever, just to give you a little spiel, is truly about flexible work for women. Yes, we have amazing product and we have amazing partners in the home office and amazing community, but at the end of the day, everything we do is built around all of you on earning extra, flexible. A lot of people, they need extra money, or they want to get out of their situation they're in now, or they, there's so many different reasons, or you're looking for a side gig, but everything we do is around that, and offering that to everyone you talk to, I think, is key, because none of you would be here if someone didn't share it with you, and you never know who's interested. Never think that someone's not interested. I can tell you, when I started as well, I had so many people that I talked to about, talked about the product and everything, and how much I loved the opportunity and how I was making a little side money and how fun the company was and all these amazing women. And then people were saying, well, I want to do that. And I never asked them. So think about it and make sure you offer it to them. So the first thing is building your ongoing list. So it's all about talking sales, making sales and building your team is all about sharing and talking to everyone you come into contact with about Ever. Share Ever and invite using the 10-4 and then seal the deal. And we'll dig a little deeper into these. So building an ongoing list. For those of you who've been here, think of all the people who love Ever. This could be your subscribe to save customers. These could be the customers that just you've started, buying with the lavish and then bought the regimen. Think of all those people. Have you talked to them about the opportunity? Because they may love it so much that they're already sharing. And why shouldn't they take advantage of commission and being a part of the community and the extra money they can earn? Think of people, now that referral rewards are here, think of people that possibly are sending out, giving you a ton of referrals, or if someone says, I want to host a party at my house, and they bring 20 people to their house to share Ever with, why wouldn't that be their launch party and they join the community? So think of those things. That's a great way to build your team. Social sharers. You might have a lot of friends or family that are on social media that share a lot of things already. That might be a good person that might want to join Ever because they're already big sharers and they might be great at this and you haven't offered them the opportunity. Or people who want to work it. How many people here just wanted to join because of the side gig? I know that's me. I was like, I want that extra couple $100 a month just to buy a pair of shoes and not have to feel like, ooh, maybe I shouldn't spend all that money on those shoes or that handbag. So think of all those people, and it could be someone in the community who's already a business leader or very business-minded that never thought about a side gig, that this might be good because they're very busy. Busy people, when you have someone say to you, like, gosh, I'm so busy, busy people are normally the people who can be the most successful because they're out there, and not most successful because I think busy or not busy, it doesn't matter. But those people, they think they can't do it, and it's easy to share on the go, and they talk to so many people that they can be more successful than they think too. So sharing and inviting, we kind of went over this, but it's important to have your why and your Ever product story, or really your 30-second commercial about why you decided to join Ever and what the benefit is to you. It's personal, and it has to be really short because when you're offering the opportunity to others, it's really about them. Sharing your story is basically letting them know about what the opportunity has to offer. But truly, if they want to join, it's what the opportunity can do for them, not necessarily what it's going to do for you. And then your Ever After. So this is kind of like why you joined. I know Jillian talked a little bit about that. Your Ever product story, like maybe how lavish changed your stretch marks, or it changed something, the regimen, maybe you can wake up in the morning and feel confident enough to go to the store without makeup. I know that some people have, rosacea, or for me, I have very splotchy, uneven skin tone. And when I started using the regimen, it really evened out. So most of my friends who've actually decided to join Ever joined because I liked the product so much. So people might do it that way. Or your Ever After. Like, it could be sharing with them how the income that you're making is making it that you don't have to stress out about bills or unexpected expenses. And then really sealing the deal, ask them questions. Really think about what lightens their eyes, or what makes them, you can always tell when you say something to someone or ask them a question that they're interested in, their eyes kind of spark up, or they start talking about that piece more. I mean, when I shared, and I used this example at Hoopla, I shared the Ever opportunity with my cousin, and I thought she would be so interested in the extra side gig money that I kept talking about, you can earn an extra $100 a month, you could do this. And she tuned me out. But then when I talked about the product, she lit up and was so excited about the good for you ingredient, real result products. And she ended up joining, but she ended up joining about the product. So really making sure you're paying attention to the person you're talking to and what they're saying more than what you're saying. Does that make sense? Because sometimes you can get on these tangents and it's not what they're interested in. So ask them questions and make sure you're listening to them, and it's not all about, and that can be hard at first because you're trying to like say everything you can and get it right, but really listen to them, and you might have to say less. And then more words to say. You can find words to say and different things about our products or about the people who work in home office just from going on to EverConnect and find out a little more information and different words you can say that you can share Ever. And then overcoming objections. Whether it is sharing the product or it's sharing the opportunity, you might have objections. So what's an objection that some of you have heard? Feel free.
I'm not good at sales.
Okay, I'm not good at sales.
I'm too busy.
I'm too busy. Okay, so we use I Feel, Felt, Found. And how many people have seen this before? Okay. This is a great way to answer objections, or if someone has a concern, how you can respond. So which one do we want to do?
Well, let's get Blair and Michelle and Jillian up there. Have us stand up there.
Yeah.
They have great stories.
So it's basically, I know how you feel. I felt the same way too. What I found is and if I could, would you be interested? So for example, I'll give you an example. And you don't have to always use this. It just makes it easier. And it can even be like lavish. I don't know if I want to, and I'm going to use a product because they're going to do the objections. So let's say concealer. They say, you know what? I don't think I want to use the corrector and concealer because it's two products and I don't see myself using two products. I would say, you know what? I know how you feel. I felt the same way too. What I found is I have really dark circles or darkness really in the corner of my eye. And when I used the concealer alone, it was great. But I found that when I used the corrector, that peach color really neutralized the purple and blue. So I found that I had better results when I put that corrector on first, then used the concealer color. And I found that I needed them both. And I feel if I could help you with how to do it and do it quickly, would you be interested? And then they might be like, oh, okay. So, okay. Ready? I'm going to skip over. Oh, here's an example. I don't want to be seen as a salesperson. Salespeople are pushy. So I know how you feel. I felt the same way too. Here's what I found. Sharing Ever is as simple as recommending a great restaurant to a friend. Personal recommendations about products or places you love is the most powerful marketing. If I could help you make words to say, to share, would you be interested? So it's an example.
So Michelle, what's your, when someone says, I just don't see myself doing sales.
Something like that. I do get this a lot. You're going to get this a lot. And when people say, oh my God, I can never be a good salesperson like you. I'm like, I know how you feel. And I felt exactly the same way. And what I found is I don't sell the products. I share the products. I just walk in sharing how I love the products every day. And when people comment on my skin, I just tell them what I'm using. And so I kind of go into that angle with it, is because it's the truth. I know exactly how they feel. I mean, I know exactly, I know how they feel because I felt the same way. I really did feel the same way when I started this. It's like, this was natural for me to go through that. And I found that I don't sell it. I just share it with people. I share my experience and I share my friends' experiences. And it really worked out that way.
I think it's important, recommending a great restaurant. And it doesn't have to be restaurant. Think about if someone says, I really like the shirt you're wearing. Oftentimes, aren't you going to tell them exactly where you got it from? So if someone comments on your skin or someone comments on how well rested you look, thanks. It's mine. I've been using this new product called Sublime. You just kind of go into it, and that's sharing. You're not selling it. You're sharing. So it's kind of changing your mindset a little bit. I am not a salesperson, but I sure can share the heck out of something that I really like.
So I follow the same method, and I always let them know, I know how you feel. I felt the same way, and I usually also go into detail, if I know them personally, like I never thought I would ever do anything like this. I don't see myself as a salesperson, and so I think it's a lot easier to be on a more personal level. I also then, when I say, here's what I found, I'll do, but this is what I've seen, or when I have done this, this is what it showed me. But here's what I found is a really good way to start it. So I'll then say, here's what I found. I found that, my friends take great recommendations for me. And if I could show how I run my business or how I do things, I'm happy to walk through things with you if you need any recommendations to show you how I do this. It's probably not what you're thinking at all. And usually when I say, I'll show you how I do this, it's not what you're thinking. They're like, oh, well, what are you doing? I am curious now. And so then that's when I say, oh, well, I do it on social media. I do it on Instagram. And then I get I don't have time to do that. And say, I understand that. I usually don't do I understand how you feel. This is how I felt, because don't make a bunch pattern. So, and that's
make it natural.
Right.
Don't use this if it's not natural, because it's going to look very fake.
Right. And then, then I get I post on social media, but I don't have time to do all that extra. And I let them know. I said, I usually go, Pearl, I get you. I ain't got time to sleep. Which, if you are in this room and you know me, I don't sleep anyways. But I say, this is what I do, and I show them the scheduling services for Instagram or Facebook that I personally use because it fits into my time. And so I really just walk them through things that I've done, and they say, oh, well, that's too expensive. I can't have all those things working for me. And I say, haha, it's all free. I don't pay for these things to post to social media for me. And they're like, oh, so I can do this. And I think that's when a light bulb goes off. But it's very important to say, are you interested? Can I show you what I do? And then actually, because I wouldn't want to say, hey, do this, and then do all these other things that I do, because they'd be like, whoa, that's a lot of information.
Michelle, so the other big objection I think we get is it's too expensive for people who've been shopping at the grocery store for their skincare. For a Sephora customer, we're right in line with that. For somebody who shops at a department store, but for someone who's never really invested in their skin, this is a big hurdle. So Michelle, what do you say to that? It's too expensive.
Again, I go through the whole thing as I know exactly how you feel. I felt the same way, and I've never spent. I'm a one product kind of gal until I got into Ever, and but what I found is with our regimen, our 4-step regimen, is that they work really synergistically together, and our products, because of the way they're formulated, they end up lasting a lot longer. So I end up spending way more money when I was going to Target, because I would buy something, I'd use it a few times, and I'd toss it away because either A, didn't work for me, or B, it irritated my skin. So when we all started, we kind of started with our product graveyard, we called it. And you go through you literally go through your bathroom, and you open your drawers, and you get a baggie, and you start throwing all the crap in there that we have purchased from Nordstrom's or Target or CVS or whatever. And you start adding to that. Well, that was only $12. That was $25. You start adding it all up, all the waste. And we used to take pictures of that, like when you open up your product, and another thing you do is, here's my product graveyard. This is all the money I wasted money, flushed down the toilet. My Ever products, and I told them, I said, I don't waste it. I am scraping out the bottom. But they're all formulated to last a certain amount of time, and they usually last that long or longer. So you end up cost effectively. It's expensive to get in initially, but then over the time, it's very cost effective. So I kind of explain that to people. And then also for people who are really tight, share the opportunity. That's a great way to look at the opportunity. You know what? I can get your products even cheaper if you want to go ahead and get the starter kit. And then I'm going to tell you how to make all that money back. And then I'm going to tell you how to get your products for free. And they're like, ding, 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 light bulbs go out. I mean, can you go to Nordstrom's? Are they going to offer you that? No. So there's a lot of angles to that I kind of lead into. And you read your person and kind of know your market, and then kind of I go with that angle.
I still have products that I just can't get rid of. And I have products in my graveyard that I know I've spent money on, and I just can't throw away. It's probably been a year now, so they probably are bad.
Yeah,
right?
they're probably wasting now.
When I've gotten this a lot, I think it because I'm younger. I'm probably one of the younger women in this group, and so no, I'm probably just making I have found that it's my generation is either at a point in their lives different than someone who's been established in their career or their children are grown, and so I get it's too expensive all the time because my friends or families or acquaintances they're they're building their families, or they're just really kind of getting established in their career, or they're still paying off college loans. And so the idea of buying a whole regimen is just daunting. And so, but then I also have had people say, oh, it's too expensive. And then I ask what they're using. I had a woman who, this is just not going to be for her because she's never invested money. She's currently making a peroxide and baking soda kind of scrub on her face.
Oh, I had coconut oil.
Okay. Yeah. So her from going to just spending, $5 on these products to spending, $229.50 on a regimen on Subscribe to Save was just no, it was just not going to happen. She loves Ever, but it's never going to be for her. And so that was a no that I've gotten. But when I explained to them, the products last so long, and if you do compare it to other comparable products that are out on the market, actually we are cheaper than some of them out on the market because our products, you just need a little bit, and a little bit goes a very long way. And so when you think about it that way, or you actually break it down of, say a regimen will last you over 60 days, and then you break it down for that cost, the $229.50, then you divide that by 60, how much money you're actually, so I've actually done that for people, I've bought
less than going to Starbucks.
It's less than going to Starbucks. When you break it down that way, it kind of like, oh, okay, versus that first initial upfront cost.
Mm-hmm. So what I say is it's boilerplate language, as you could say. When I hear it, because I do hear it so much, I always say, I understand how you feel. That's how I felt. I'm a Target girl through and through. Or, I also would get my occasional tinted moisturizer from, or CC cream, whatever they call it these days. What do the kids call it these days? From Origins. And I always say, I understand how you feel. That's exactly how I felt because I was a Origins and Target kind of girl. I don't pay retail for anything, and I hated paying retail for anything. And I said, so, here's what I found is that, depending on what you're using, we could actually save money. And I said, would you be interested in using if we could do that? And then if I asked them, hey, are you interested in saving money? I maybe have only had 2 people say, no, I'm good. And I was like, okay, are you okay? I don't say that, but that's what I'm thinking. But I always say, are you interested to see if you could save money? And I say, well, yeah. And so that's when I say, okay, well, what are you using? I'm not kidding you guys. I had one lady break down 20 products that she used. And I was like, so you use all of these morning and night? She's like, yeah. Oh, well, what about the weekly things? I was like, yeah, bring that too. She's like, okay, well, this mask on Wednesday and this mask on Saturday. And I was like, whoa, yeah, I could save you some money. So, and then we just quickly ran through and I totaled up what she used. And I said, okay, well, how long does this last? Because you do usually have to get into a conversation about what you are using, how much that does cost. And then I also say, okay, I did have one lady who literally was bottom of the barrel, up and up branded Target, loved her to death. And she's like, this is how much I spend on a month. It's like, okay, so will it last, 3 months? So breaking it down, this is how much it is a month. I said, okay. My next question, because I knew I couldn't beat her price at all, I said, okay, well, does it work? So, okay, I take that back. I said, okay, well, what are you using it for? Well, this is my cleanser, this is my exfoliator, and this is for my dark circles. I said, okay, well, is it working? She's like, well, what do you mean? I said, well, this is your cleanser, it's cleaning your face. Does it take off your makeup? Does it take off waterproof mascara? Does it take off? And I literally went down the list. I said, is your face still dry afterwards? Do you feel like you need to put on more moisturizer because it's dry afterwards versus, maybe having a product that won't dry out your skin? And then she said, oh, yeah, it does, because it had the salicylic acid and some other ones in there for acne, and it was really drying for her skin. And sorry, I just want to make sure it's not my husband. Okay. And so I just said, okay, well, let's see what we can do. And then she thought about it, and she's like, actually, I still have dark circles because I buy a lot of concealer. And it's like, okay, for your dark circles. Well, and my acne. I said, but you have salicylic acid in this. Well, it sometimes works. I still need my concealer to cover up. I was like, oh, finally, let's try something. And then that's when she realized, even though I couldn't beat the price, she still wasn't working.
So with our leaders, do you guys, this is like an open forum now, do you have any questions for them, any concerns, issues? This is your time where you've got their undivided expertise.
So I want to understand, like, I mean, a very typical thing that has been going on with skincare is that we think for our face to get exfoliated, we need a scrub. So talk to me about the peel and the little peel pads and why. Why are those more effective at exfoliating and doing that side than a scrub would be like we do?
So there's chemical exfoliation and there's mechanical exfoliation. And so most of us from my age, so we had the apricot facial scrub. Oh my God.
Say knives.
Say knives. I was whipping holes in my face and tearing it out a little bit so they can't see. Like, it's been taken off my so there's like the physical mechanical removal of skin cells, and then there's the chemical removal of breaking the bonds between the skin cells and letting them fall off. Okay, and our peel pad, am I saying this all right? I mean, and if it's if I'm coming at it from a too technical angle, let me know. But I just explained it as it's a chemical exfoliator. You just need to swipe the pad over one time, because some people get in there and they're thinking that they need to actually scrub with it. But no, as a chemical exfoliator, you just swipe the pad once over your face, and look, there's enough juice in there that you can get your neck, your arms. I'll use it till it's a crumpled up little dusty thing. Nothing left. I'll put it everywhere. And it's actually lightening some of the spots on my arm. The other stuff it has in it that a mechanical exfoliator won't is a really powerful lightening agent that is safe to use in Europe. Okay. Our azelaic acid is a really wonderful, powerful lightening agent. You can actually buy it from the dermatologist's office for $300 a tube. But for $70 and 60 peel pads in your replacement pack, it is wonderful. So not only do you get the chemical exfoliation, so the top layers of cells that are breaking loose fall off, so you get a deeper penetration of the next steps of your products, you are also getting the wonderful lightening agent in there as well.
I have a question. I'm new, just signed up last weekend, and at my school we have several people that study me. And so I haven't said anything yet, but how do I know they're different. How can I go about, bringing ever?
Yeah, I'll take that one because you're gonna get this a lot. You're gonna get it from Unique. You're gonna get Radiant Builds. You're gonna get it from all the brands out there. There's a gazillion out there. And one thing I think we've all found is that you never ever diss another company. You never ever poo-poo anybody. And so when people bring it to me, I'm completely honest with them. I'm like, you know what? I find it's a completely personal choice. Radiant Build, Unique, insert whatever name, that's a fantastic product. You're going to get results with Radiant Builds, but it's going to be done chemically. You're going to get it through synthetic chemicals, and some of them can be potentially harmful. If you like it, that's fine. I find that Ever is a personal choice. If you're looking for a healthier version of skincare, something that you're going to get pure results with, then Ever is probably going to be more you. We're botanically dried, good for your ingredients. We have great results, and it's good for you, and we get results. So I kind of put it back on them. So it's your personal choice. They have some questionable ingredients. We find European, and I kind of go into like the background of Ever, and a lot of times people go, we're going to get good results. And I always tell them, your skincare line, you're going to get great results. But you're going to get the same results with us, but it's going to be a little bit safer, a little bit gentler, and it's going to be good for your ingredients, botanically derived. And we get a lot of people flipping for that reason, because the ingredients are so pure.
My follow-up question to you, do they sell or do they use?
Both.
Both?
Yeah.
So
it seemed like last year more than we're actually selling. So I've kind of backed off as far as I know.
In Unique, I kind of see them more as the makeup line.
That's
I don't know anything about their skincare line.
That's kind of results. I talked to one girl about it when I told her I was in, and she asked me, I said, well, I know this is a skincare, it's skincare, it's good skincare.
And we're going to go into the beauty side, like we brought up earlier. We're going to have some more of the color.
I didn't want to say too much until I knew more,
Yeah, and another angle you can take that if someone is loves their unique products, recommend a product that they don't have online. I have a Rodan & Fields customer. She's a Rodan & Fields rep, but she buys the crap out of Lavish Body Butter because they don't have it. And so,
and I've had Mary Kay, people selling Mary Kay, they buy my peel pads because it's something they don't have. So you never ever want to like bash another company. You just say, you know, what are you using? What do you like from the products and whatever like that? And then what can if you don't want to change it, we may have something that can add.
Nobody has one.
Nobody has one.
Nobody. So yesterday we had a very loyal RNF person who loves her stuff, bought overnight facials and our 2 retinol products because they don't have it. And everybody wants that relaxing action of our eyes. Yeah.
And if anyone asks you about another brand and how you compare, I completely agree. Don't ever bash another brand because no one wants to buy something from someone, honestly, and we don't want to represent the company in that way by basically saying bad things about another brand. What you can do, and I think Michelle is like perfect in saying this, you might not even know about the brand too that they're telling you about. So all you should do is say, you know what?
I don't know anything about it.
I don't know, but let me tell you why I love Ever and why I'm at Ever. And then you just don't even have to comment on it, and you just say why Ever is what it is. It might be, sometimes that's the easiest way to get completely around the conversation.
I never heard of all these companies until I started doing it.
Right.
You know, and I just say, I spend all my time researching my brand. I got a lot to do.
And that's what I would add. I would say that being very knowledgeable on Ever and on our products and how they work and what's in them and what's not in them and how they work together is probably your, not to say weapon people, but it's your best way to go about it. Because even if someone does say something, oh, that's unique, or I represent unique, or they come to you with something like, oh, great, can you tell me about it? Or if you approach them and say, hey, I recently kind of got into the skincare business a little bit, and I remember you said something about unique. I'm actually kind of curious about what your line is about, and just carry on the conversation. And then they could say, oh yeah, we just launched our skincare too, and y'all would have that common ground. Mm-hmm. And then she may realize there's something that we have that she doesn't have, and then that will help you there. You're welcome.
Can you tell me how you plan your social media posts for the week and any posting services?
So Facebook actually will do them for you now. So if you have a group, it needs to be a group. It has to be from a desktop. It cannot be from your phone. So setting aside a particular day out of the week or one day out of the month to go and just schedule posts. And I actually did this the other day. When you go in to make a post from a desktop in your group, there is going to be it's a little grayish button, and it looks like a clock, and it's going to be right by the blue post button. Okay. When you're done typing up your post, adding your picture, whatever, hit that little time button, and it will open up and will say, when do you want to post it? Okay. There's a 30-minute lag. You can't post it 5 minutes from then. It's got to be at least 30 minutes, but you can schedule days, months, however long.
And you can look up. You can just Google what's the best time and day to post something for a certain.
If you have a Facebook business page or a Instagram business account, where you actually, instead of like a personal account, there's ways that when you go to sign up, you can actually do it specifically for a business. When you have that, it actually gives you feedback. If you've had the page for a certain amount of time, it will give you statistics back to tell you when on your page people are looking at things.
Groups are doing it now too.
Yeah, and so like it's slowly starting to, for groups, but it has already been established for the pages in Facebook and also with Instagram business accounts. So then you can use that information too to see maybe your followers are shift workers, that they won't necessarily work if they aren't always up at 8 o'clock in the morning, or things like that. So that helps too, because it's your personal following that you get feedback from. When it comes to scheduling posts, what I do is I use a scheduling service. I use Hootsuite, HOOTSUITE. I think there's an E. There's also an app. And I know Postcron is another one. I do not personally use that one. And there's other ones out there that you can literally Google, like social media scheduling services or social media scheduling companies, and there's things that will pop up. I use the Hootsuite because it works for Instagram and it works for Facebook. I also do Pinterest because I'm an addict, and so I use those different ones. How I plan my scheduling is I do things in groups. Whether it's one of my biggest ones is the regimen, and I'll post on one day, step 1. And I say what cleansing is, how important it is, and I'll have a picture there, and I'll talk about it, and that's usually when I post a link to like the quiz. Hey, if you're curious what cleanser you need, are you team Luminous or you team Rebalance? Find out and take the quiz. And then my next post will be, our step 2, which is our peel pads. And then I go, down the line, and there's a corresponding graphic with each one. That has also been really good. That works for Facebook and Instagram. I also do our Ever blog we have.
Ever edit.
Yes. There are great, wonderful, wonderful articles about, hydrating your skin, and when it comes to your moisturizer, creams and oils and all different kinds of things out there. Those, I just literally like copy and paste the link, and I put it into my scheduling service on one of those, and I say, okay, just post 5 of these within the next 2 weeks, or, and it just fits it in automatically. You can tell it when to post, or you can say, hey, do it when you think is best based on, my accounts that I've linked with you, and that's still all free. So that works too. And then I really just follow it up. The only thing with Instagram is it will not post automatically on Instagram for you. You literally just have to like go in and kind of be like the third-party server and like say copy, okay, paste, post. But it sends you reminders and things like that.
But it is really good for the busy person. Like if you're working full time and you have kids and they're doing all this stuff, Mini helps because you can do that stuff at the sidelines of the softball game, which is what I end up doing all the time. But posting, like setting this stuff up, because that way when life happens and you get really busy at work or your kid gets sick or something happens, you get sick, like poor Jules, then you've already got this stuff kind of set up, and so you can take a break and kind of like gather your senses, and your stuff is still posting and you're staying regular because being consistent. I made a decision. I remember the day I sat on my couch, and it was the day that I kind of decided this is bigger than just an extra pair of shoes. This is bigger than just free skincare for me. I had built up kind of accidentally almost. Well, I thought about it, but it became something bigger. And I sat on my couch and thought, I'm going to have to make this bigger. How am I going to do this? This is something new for me. And I made the decision to be consistent. I thought, okay, I don't know much about this, but I know my Facebook, and I'm going to sit here. I'm going to be consistent. I'm not going to care if anybody likes it. I'm not going to care if anybody comments. I'm going to be consistent. I'm consistently post every single day, something. And when I made that decision to do that and be consistent and follow up and call my customers and call my people and do the 10-4 and reach out to people, send a little blog, send a little private message. When I started working the system, my business changed, not overnight, but I will say within a month, my sales pretty much tripled or quadrupled. I went from being just that lackadaisical, selling a little bit here, selling a little bit there, getting some free products, to really making an income, so being consistent and consistent. Whether you choose Hootsuite, Postcon, or you're doing it yourself at first, because I'm really technically challenged. I'm not like these little young ones here. So it's painful, for me to, once I get it, I'm good with it. And I get a lot of help from, you reach out to these guys who know these things. They'll walk you through it step by step, how to set it up. We're actually going to meet, and Blair has promised to help me. So, set it up, do it. We're here to help. Be consistent.
Right. I know you always see those calendars, especially like in the mall where they have this like kiosk, and there's tons of like the calendars there with puppies and dogs and sports teams and whatnot. What I do is at the beginning of the year, I grab one, not there, but I grab a 12-month calendar, and it's spiraled, it's all there. And that is my calendar that I use when even on Facebook, if I see an idea and I'm not at home, I'll make a note on my phone, oh, this is a great idea to post, or I have an epiphany in the shower or something. Then I will go to, and I'll put it on my calendar. And so I think it also takes not thought out of it, but there's just like the mindless, oh, I don't know what to do. time that you would spend on, what post do I do? Because you can use that time reaching out to people. If you schedule your post or you already have an idea of what you want to post, besides, okay, I need to post something. Okay, what am I going to post? Okay, now I need to look for something to post. Okay, now I need to post it. You really get rid of 90% of that if you think of things ahead of time and jot it down. And so when you do go to post it, you're like, oh, that's a great idea. Or you already have ideas of, oh, I'm going to do the regimen, or I'm going to do something about the holidays. And you have these already groups, set to the side, written on your calendar, and notes or things like that. That if you have set out plans of when you want to post something, then you don't have to do that later on. The time that you would spend trying to figure out is, no more. So you can use your time more efficiently to reach out, to do your 10-4, to do things like that. And then it makes it a lot easier to figure out who your next 10 will be just by going on and looking at your post that you had previously posted, and you have likes and comments and things like, oh, that's a person I didn't think about. Just write them down, and then you would have more time to do that. So that was a good question.
That's helpful. Thank you.
No problem.
Any other questions? Yeah. Okay. You guys can sit down.
Hold up there.
It is a little. There's like air conditioning coming down there. Oh, it is. Could be that the lights are off. I'm not sure. But I think we went over a bunch of different stuff today. But the most important thing to walk out of here with is, one, talk to as many people as possible. Build that list of 100 and be consistent. I think that Michelle brought up a really good point. Consistency is key. Like, not deciding for a month you're going to do it and then you take off a month if you want, depending on what you want, because this is flexible work. But depending on what you want out of the business, if you want to grow a big team and you want to replace a part-time or full-time income and do this, or if you want to just earn a couple $100s a month, whatever you want, just be consistent about what you decide to do. So if you decide I want to be a power seller every month, which I encourage you to go for because you get a raise, and then try and bring 2 new specialists on a month, be consistent every week where you're setting aside time, and it can be an hour, it can be 3 hours, it can be 5 hours, but make a schedule and stick to it and keep doing reach outs. The more people you talk to, the more successful you're going to be, because at the end of the day, if 3% on the first touch get back to you, or 2% get back to you, think of all those people that you need to reach out to. So just remember, be consistent and continue reaching out, because the more people you talk to, the more sales you're going to have, the more new people you'll have on your team, and you will have bad days. I'm not going to sit here and say it's easy, because it's not easy. It does take work. You have to take action. So when you have those bad days, just think about, not everyone's going to say yes. No is okay, honestly. And I can tell you at the beginning, it's harder to hear a no than it will be 2 months, 3 months, a year from now. And maybe if you're a person who can't overcome it at first, it may not be easy a year from now to get no's either. But just know that there will be no's, and know that up front so you don't let yourself get down. I like to use this analogy every time before I leave somewhere. Colonel Sanders pitched Kentucky Fried Chicken to investors, right? He pitched it 1,009 times before somebody said yes, and we wouldn't have KFCs all over. So think about that. I know Starbucks, Walt Disney, when Walt Disney pitched Disney World, I think it was, and I might mix these up, one was 242 or something and one was 300 and something. But think about it. If Walt Disney or Howard Schultz, who is the founder of Starbucks, hadn't pitched it hundreds of times, we wouldn't have a Starbucks on every single corner. And people wouldn't be saying at the end of Super Bowl, what's next? I'm going to Disneyland or Disney World, like whatever, think about your kids and what those businesses had to offer. Like, that's ever right now. You're going to be asking a lot of people, and you're going to be telling them about ever. You're going to be telling them about the opportunity, and you'll hear a lot of no's. And remember, no doesn't mean never too. No just means not right now. So remember that, because a lot of your no's at the beginning will turn into yeses. In fact, I can think of them, and I know for me, the first time I asked someone about ever, they said no, no, no. My sister, she wouldn't even buy it from me at first. Like a hater. In fact, I actually believe in my particular situation, my family and my closest friends were the biggest haters, just so you guys know. And this may not hold true. I know I was telling a couple of you this earlier. Like, that you will get no's. And she was awful to me. And we're very close. That's why it's funny. And she didn't want to buy it. I was at her house for my launch event in my sweats. And she was like, oh, I don't like the way it feels. She literally 6 months later, she bought stuff a couple months later, and about 6 months later, she signed up and didn't even tell me. Like, just because I can't build a team because I work for a home office, she signed up under my cousin. And I was like, what? That is so weird. And so just think about that. People will say no. No doesn't mean never. And some of them does, maybe they do mean never, but it's okay, because the more you do it, the more comfortable it'll be, and the bigger your business will be, and the more you're going to earn. And I know Mary Claire says this all the time, and I'm a firm believer in this, but be here in a year and keep being consistent for a year, because you will be shocked, especially at this stage in the game. We are still such a baby company that is multiplying by the week and by the day. Over the weekend, we grew so large that with that 150 sign up,
do you have numbers?
I do have numbers, but we haven't released them yet. But it was really big. And and I'm being recorded. So, but we've grown very big. I know next year when we expand our SKUs, expand our product line, just so everyone knows, when we do go into color and Everwell, so Evercolor, Everwell, just know that we aren't walking away from skin. We will continue to have more skin SKUs come out and more product, but just know that we are growing fast. This is the time to be here. There's only one chance to be at ground floor, and you're in it. And someone that may join you now or decide not to, joining even 6 months from now or a year from now, will not be as ground floor as today. So I'm so happy that you all decided to join the community. And I think there is truly no better time than now, because it's just going to get bigger and bigger and better and better. And we're all in it together. So if you have questions, I know depending on if you're on Mary Claire's team, Jackie Lance's team, I think those are the only teams that are in here. No matter whose team you're on, it doesn't matter. We will all work together, because we're on a mission together to make women and a few good men's lives better, flexible work, and build a huge billion-dollar company. And we are on our way, and you're all going to be a part of it. So I want to thank you guys all so much for being here. Yes, Mary.
There are a couple of good books out there that might be worth the $10, $15 to invest on Kindle or get the book. They're also very nice gifts for your teammates. Michelle gifted me with one. She also gifted me with a journal that I still have, that I took to every ever event and took notes and jotted down thoughts and stuff. And I still have it, and I still go back and refer to that, like to look for my early inspiration. And so those are wonderful things to have. I see some of you brought your journals and stuff. But one is GoPro by Eric Worre. He built a very, very large network marketing empire. He's got some very practical explanations. But he is, sometimes the language is a little bit of a football coach guy. So, but if you kind of, and then the opposite side of the spectrum, this woman actually made her millions in the skincare industry. She's now doing consulting, but it's called Rock Your Network Marketing Business. It's a very cheerleader kind of prose, which is a tiny bit annoying, but she has some very, very good things to say. Like if you can get past the rah-rah, because there's a lot of rock this and rock that, and rock the world, and rock, So, but there is some practical information. There's also one that's called Get Over Your Damn Self. So all these are on Amazon. They're great for you, great gifts. I usually Kindle these things. And but the one Michelle gets to me with, I have literally marked, underlined, highlighted, like I was in med school. Again, because there was some really great practical information in there about reaching out, overcoming objections, that kind of stuff. So those are really good tools to have.
And just always remember, you're never going to get a yes, and you're never going to get your team, somebody to join you, if you don't go through a whole bunch of no's. So every time you get a no, just know that you're that much closer to getting a yes. And make a game. We used to make a game of our no's. Who can get 100 no's first? And when we were out there racing, I got 100 no's. You get a free facial. A free overnight facial. So make it into a game and kind of laugh it off. I'm like, okay, you said no today, but when you see us on Good Morning America, you just remember I told you that. Here's my card, come back to me later. And you know what? They've all come back. So when you send me an order, remember I was the one to pick it. And they all do. So come make it make it light. Have fun with it.
Okay, we have a couple of products to give away, but it's a trivia. Okay. Raise your hand. Who knows what LSR stands for in LSR 10?